Good morning. 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 Welcome. 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 Get your sips. Get comfy. Konnichiwa. Wow, that was some video. Baba Booey. I cannot believe that hit over 20k. Thank you very much, lads, for all the support on that one. I'm still actually surprised. I got so tilted off the comments on that video, though. I understand how YouTubers work now in my mind. I would read through some of the comments and be like, oh, that's interesting. That's good. Yeah. That fucking, when did Asmongold learn Japanese? And I was like, oh, I don't like that comment. I don't like that comment. And then, to add insult to injury, I saw a tweet from Asmongold. Like, no, I have nothing against Asmongold. I think he's fine. Like, he's whatever. He's a cool dude. But, like, I saw a tweet from him after that was, like, the molding, rotting dishes in his house and, like, spiders crawling on them. I was like, this is not me. We're not the same. We are not the same. It's like Persona. He's like my nega version. No, you're not me. Oh no, I can't deal with it. Welcome, Cross Plus. What up, Patch? What up, Berman? What up, Shotgun Parlay? Welcome to all the new people. We're like, I think 15 subs off 2,000, so thank you very much. Very, very close now. I went through and I did, yeah, the Asmongold thing. That, oh my, I tilted. I got tilted. I pinned the comment though. It's a fucking good comment. I went through and I unlocked all of the squad stories, but it only just now occurred to me that it won't say the name again when you unlock it, so I can't actually hear what the name of it was originally in Japanese. But I went through and I unlocked all the ones that are available. I think there's some that have a special condition of needing like 1 million ducats to unlock, but once we hit that number, we should unlock them automatically. But everything else is unlocked. So, but I thought we'd go back to the main story, at least to start. Yeah, I don't know what the currency is. I think it's ducats or something like that. It might be completely fake. I bet in Japanese it's just like yen. But anyway, we'll do the main story. I think the last thing we did was liberate people from a hostile city that has a resistance force in it. Yo, what up? Doni Arts. Yo, what up, Pika? So we'll just start here. Yep. Yep. We're off to a good start. After the squad story from last time, I'm locked in, but it's fine. I hope the squad story from last time didn't numb me to be like, oh yeah, this is I mean, the words are all there. It's like, okay, yeah, sure. Compared to the squad story from last time.
少し衰弱しているが、命に別状はない。無事車に乗り込んだ。
衰弱, I mean, it's not entirely wrong to say that the interrogation was rough on him, but you know, let me just get my place in the script. Yeah, I mean, it's not wrong he's not implying like the interrogation was rough on him. He's in a bit of a rough shape, but nothing life-threatening. It's fine.
レジスタンスの指導者としてこのまま我々のアジトに迎え入れるよ。
I mean it's not completely wrong. Headquarters is right, but it's more like base. Joined as our leader. I think it's not completely. I think it's just a little awkward. It's more like resistance のとしてこのまま我々の味。I think the only issue here is that I think it's time he joined us as our leader is a little awkwardly phrased. It's more like we'll handle it from here. He's going to join us back at the home base as a leader.
そうか。よかった。ここから先はこっちの仕事だ。あんたたちは先を急いでるんだろ。
Yeah, this was fine.
ああ。春までに戦争を終わらせなきゃいけないしね。
Yeah, is the issue here. There's no ...
約束だ。頼んだぞ。
The my baby's counting on you is not here at all. It's just okay. We'll hold you to that. I think is better for yakusoku dana. Like it's a promise is actually too direct. I think we'll hold you to that. Like makes a lot more sense.
そうだ。
Yeah, we're counting on you.
男の子だったらクロードと名付けるよ。
Yeah, this is not necessarily you should know. This is yeah, we've decided. If it's a boy, we're naming him Claude.
いや、そんな立派な人間じゃないよ、僕は。
I really deserve to have someone named after me. So this is an issue in Japanese where there's a lot of things that are kind of left unsaid. Because all he said is そんな立派な人じゃないよ、僕は. Which is like, I'm really not that great of a person. So this, I don't know if I really deserve to have someone named after me is a little bit too long. So I would go with, huh? Oh, no. I mean, you don't have to go that far, or I haven't done anything to deserve that. I think I haven't done anything to deserve that makes more sense.
そうそう。こんな真面目くんになっちゃうわよ。
Majime-kun. So this Majime-kun is the nuance of this line is a little. They've got the tone right for once, but I don't like the wording. Like he's got it shouldn't be two separate phrases. He's got a point. You don't want him turning out to be a stick in the mud like this guy. Stick in the mud is a little. Meh. It's not terrible, but I think that he's got a point is a little much. It should be more like. Yeah, that's right. You don't want him turning out. I don't know, as boring, as serious as Claude here.
ああ、真面目なタフガイなんて大歓迎だね。
Yeah, see, this is the issue. That's what I was thinking is the majime and stick in the mud are not the same thing. So majime is to like be serious or to be like overly. It can be also be used to be like overly serious, right? So this metaphor no longer works. Like if he's a stick in the mud, he'll be a tough one, and that's good enough for me. It doesn't make sense. So it should be like, oh, you don't want him to end up being, as serious as Claude here. It's like, oh, that's, serious is good. It's good to be tough. Overly earnest. I think overly earnest is maybe a little too a little too direct. Stoic, yeah, stoic's not bad, but majime is not necessarily stoic. Majime can also just mean like hard-headed, or like, you know, does things properly. So, let's see. Yeah, majime na tough guy. So he even uses like an English phrase in katakana, tough guy. Majime na tough guy. Like, we'd be happy to have a serious tough guy, or a serious, you know, serious tough guy is fine, you know. That's fine if he's a serious tough guy like Claude is the implication. We'd be happy to have him.
Yeah,
that's fine. Uh-oh. I don't know if damn it is right here, actually. Mazui is like, not damn it, but shit. It should be like shit or fuck. Mika's gonna eat it. He was putting up too many death flags. Mika! Yeah. Sorry, bro. I've got a new baby on the way. Happy ending. I will say that this part of the story is a little bit on the nose. A little predictable.
Mika!
僕たちも撤退だ。
I need to... Wow, that's really not good. Yeah, since I've got such a long life anyway, let me tell you about my happy family. I mean, blood doesn't start to pool out a ton if you're just shot fast. Plus, he's wearing like a big, heavy winter coat. But this line is not bad. Or, I'm sorry, it's not bad. This line is bad. It's, hold on, let me see. Haru, blah, blah, blah. Sensou arasanakya. Yeah, bokutachi mo tettai da. This, I don't know why they changed this to I need to move out. This is bokutachi. It's like, we need to get out. Like, we need to move. Like, you know, everyone, it's time to move. Like, we have to retreat. Tettai is like retreat. But in this instance, it should be everyone, you know, fall back. Yeah, I don't know why they changed that to I need to move. That's just a mistake. Like, that's not even really a translation, like, decision. I think they just made a mistake. Yeah, come on, that's fine. That's fine. How's this sound, by the way? I adjusted everything, but hopefully it's all right.
Resistance っていうのはつまり民間人で
Good.
軍機も高級も勲章もねえわけだ
No regulations to follow. Hold on. 軍級も報酬もねえわけだ That's... Wow, that's not really... That's not what he's trying to imply here. Hold on. I'm just double checking this military terminology. Yeah, medals. Speaking of sagate, yeah, Japan does use sagaru like that, to fall back. The issue is like it's a twofold issue, Lewis. There's an issue of people who are taking extreme liberties to like match the tone for the English release. And then there's like proofreaders who are not doing their jobs. There's a lot of clickiness in the localization industry. But anyway, this line is actually really missing the point. I don't know why they changed it to no regulations to follow. What he's saying is resistance つうのはつまり民間人で軍政も They left out the most important part. This is regulations, yeah. Gunki. Gun. There's so many. Yeah. Whole Q. They left out whole Q. So he's mentioning whole Q, which is salary, right? So gunki mo whole Q mo. All these military terminologies throw me for a loop. I was never in the military, so I don't know much military Japanese. Kunsho, which is medal. So like no regulations, no salary, no medals, right? So he's saying like the guy doesn't have a military salary to depend on, like, so there's nothing to help his family is the implication here. There's no medals for their heroes, no regulations to follow. They're leaving it out as like is not good. You've left out the point about the salary, which I think is important. No pay, no awards, no uniforms. I would say no rank, no pay, no medals. Rank is closer to what they mean by gunki. It's like military discipline, military order, something like that.
立派なもんだよ。あいつはさ、自分の信念だけで将軍を無事に逃がして。
So this line connects back to I suppose, but it's really not their decision to make whether or not they said pay or not. So this line, if you noticed, he said rippana monda. Rippana is like amazing, worthy of praise. It's the same line that Jesus. That's the first game, Claude, that Claude used about when he was talking about himself. So they're trying to tie this back to like the hero thing, but really it's tying back to what Claude said, right? So this should be he's the amazing one. He was the amazing one. Ran on his own faith. I don't like that. I don't like his own faith. Shinen is more like what he believed in. Yeah, I would go with he stood for what he believed in. You know, and rescued the general. Ran out to rescue the general.
でも彼誰よりも生きたかったはずだわ。なのにあんな無茶を。
Wow, how could he? That's not right at all. So they're saying, you know, he made the choice to like run out. Hold on, let me make sure I've got the script right here. Anamucha. Yeah. You know, so they missed the point where he was saying that Raz says he jumped out, you know, in front of the general. And this Riley isn't saying he had a reason to survive. She said, but he must have wanted to live more than anyone. But even then, to do something like that, right? It's a trailing thought. I don't like this. How could he leave his baby behind? The implication is there, but he didn't say it, and this you all heard him as it's just making this whole interaction too on the nose. It's too stiff. It's like he wanted to live more than anyone. How could he do something like that? But even then, how could he ... You know, something like that.
ミカは生きた。生き抜いたんだ。誇り高く。
Yeah, do you see how long this gets? Like, they add so much, right? He lived a life to be proud of. He never turned away from doing the right thing, not even when it meant death. But the Japanese is just like Mika wa ikita. Ikinuitan da. Hokori takaku. Like, that's it. So what Kai is saying is he did live. He made it through. Like, he did what he had to with pride. Like he accomplished what he set out to do. Hokori takaku is like with pride, like a life to be proud of. So he lived a life to be proud of is not necessarily bad, but all this extra stuff is just too much. He did live. He made it through. Ikinuita is like to live and go through. I don't like this. He never turned away from doing the right thing, not even when it meant death. So it should be he did live. You could almost go with more than anyone. A life to be proud of. Yeah, text box looked empty, gotta stuff it.
帝国を倒さなきゃいけない理由が増えたな。
Yeah, so they're missing. Again, they kind of miss the revenge angle here. It's not just stop. It's taosanakia ikenai. Another reason why we have to defeat or overthrow. Yo, what up, Aaron? Thank you again for that comment in the previous video. That really, I think, clued me into how bad that squad story was. One more reason we have to stop the Empire is taosenakia ikenai. So, taosenakia ikenai is like, we must. There is no recourse but to. We have to overthrow the Empire. Yeah, so this is so weird. Like, all the time in the English, they add all these ... dots. But when there actually is one in the Japanese to add a little bit of dramatic tension or a little bit of, emotional weight, they change it to just, we made him a promise, but it's, we made him a promise, or we made him a promise. There is a pause here for once, and the one time that they actually have a pause, they get rid of it. I don't know why. It's so odd. There's really no reason to be doing that. Yeah, Japanese has a lot of constructions like that. The taosenakia ikenai is yarenakia ikenai, shinakereba naranai is must do. That's the kind of grammar form, you hear it a lot. So a lot of times in anime and things you hear people say like shinakya, like so shinakcha, so shinakcha, so shinakya. And that is literally shorting shinakereba naranai or shinakereba narimasen. And it all gets shortened down to shinakcha or shinakya. And there's all sorts of grammatical constructions with that. It's so much fun. Once you know them, it's easy, but once you wait, the more masculine version? Wait, now I'm curious, Pika, what do you mean by the more masculine version than nakya? Shinakite wa? Shinakya? Shinaito? I'm lost.
Oh, 指の先くらいに丸めてくれるかい? アルコールに浸して消毒に使うんだ。
Totally fine. Actually really good. This translation is fine.
それじゃあ小さすぎる。もう少し大きくだ。
There's a more masculine version of saying you need to do something, but I can't pronounce it. If you post an example of that, maybe I'll recognize it, but for right now, I can't think of a more masculine version of have to do something. So this is interesting. Like in Japanese, they're not using like the your fingertip. They just said yubi no saki. It doesn't necessarily imply whose fingertip they're talking about. It's different than English where you would not say like a fingertip. a fingertip is a little awkward, so they're trying to fix it by saying a, when really you could just get away with saying, yeah, you need to roll them into balls about the size of your fingertip. And so she would say, oh, I thought you said it had to be the size of your fingertip.
すまない。君の手はまだこんなに小さいんだな。
I don't like wee bit. I really don't like wee bit here. And it's more like, oh, that's right. Your hands are still really small.
ドロップ一粒くらいだ。わかるかい？
This is not too bad. Doroppu is hard candy, but you've had those before. Wakaru kai? That's fine.
昨日海兵さんにもらったよ。
Yeah.
なら、それをこの瓶いっぱいに頼むよ。
Yeah, that's fine.
優秀な助手が来てくれて助かるな。ありがとう、アンジェ。
This is an actual point where I would say the little is not really necessary. He really just said, my job's gotten a lot easier with such a helpful assistant. There's not really a need to say little assistant.
ずっとここでお手伝いしてられたらいいのにな。
Yeah. It's fine.
私は大歓迎だぞ。カレンは有能だが外科専門だからね。
Yeah.
君はきっと優秀な看護婦になる。保証するよ。
He doesn't say if you wanted to be one. He just says you'll make a fine nurse, I guarantee it.
慣れたらいいな。そしたらみんなとずっと一緒にいられるから。
I don't know. I feel like there's hard candy in America. Like you got your grandma candy, the Werther's Originals, that kind of stuff.
なれるさ。自信がないかい？
What's got you so uncertain? That's fine. Naranai. I mean, there is a difference between shinakereba naranai and shinakute wa naranai. Like there's shinakute wa naranai and shinakereba naranai. There's like those two differences.
そう、無事帰還しましたか。ご苦労様です。
This isn't actually thank you for the report. This is just a general good work.
まもなく艦は再始動します。補給を行い、次の出撃に備えてください。
Yep.
いい正体は間に合ったのか。
ええ、さすがです。レジスタンスに犠牲者が出て少し落ち込んだ様子もありますが。
The phrasing of this should be flipped. It seems there were some casualties. I don't know why it's losses, but there were some casualties in the local resistance group, so morale seems to have fallen.
結果、これまで以上に団結力が強くなったようです。
I would go with however. The team seems to have rallied.
頼もしい存在ですね。しかし、これからの作戦の要は。
I don't like. I'm glad they're on our side. This is more like we're happy for their help, or we're glad to have their support. I'm glad they're on our side implies a little bit of like. It's just an implication that's not quite there.
封鎖しているはずの回線が。一番艦キャバリエからの緊急通信です。
Yeah, I don't know if this is blocked transmission. I'll continue this. It's more like dampened, or they're not supposed to be sending each other messages.
はい。
長。
This is unfortunate because the Japanese is clearly like interrupted radio transmission, but the English is just straight up all there. Yeah, this should be like split up for radio.
キャバリエまで沈むのか。
Yeah, it needs more ksh.
談笑魔女と野獣
Oh yeah, this part. We're the absolute Chad.
ウォレス君、レジスタンスから勲章が届きました。
Oh, I got a cape. Oh yeah, there was a new order at the headquarters as well. But I don't have the XP to get it, so yeah, I guess we can listen to it if there's good translation stuff for it.
お前たち、フォークとナイフは楽器ではないぞ。食事の最中に音を立てるな。マナーを守れ。
Didn't anyone teach you table manners? Fork and knives are not musical instruments. Quit making a racket at mealtime. The first line is wrong, but she just said, you know, knives and forks aren't musical instruments. Stop being so noisy while you eat. You know, mana o mamoru. Mana o mamoru is... you know, table manners is close, but it's not, didn't anyone teach you table manners? It's more like, I guess in this instance, I'm okay with it, just because didn't anyone teach you table manners is almost a set phrase.
そこ、野菜を残すな。好き嫌いは許さん。酒は適量を守れ。健康を害するぞ。
I don't know about some of this. Yeah. Blunt the knives, bend the forks. That's what Bilbo Baggins hates. That kind of thing.
Pulp fan don't miss. Only says true things.
Oh shit. Sorry, I didn't see who that was. Hey, Kevin. Wait. I'm gonna say your name wrong. Is this Kevin Ause? Kevin Ause? Thank you for the follow. I should probably move this over to the screen so I can actually see it when it shows up. Thank you for the follow. I don't like this. A hungover soldier is a dead soldier. Drink responsibly is too much like a alcohol commercial too. She does say, like, you know, eat your vegetables or no leaving vegetables behind. We don't tolerate. It's not no picky eaters in this crew. It's more like we won't tolerate picky eaters. Yeah, keep alcohol to a minimum. King, is this hangover? No. No, it's not like a hungover soldier is a dead soldier. This is just, you know, keep alcohol consumption to a minimum. You'll wreck your health, or, you know, yeah, you'll wreck your health basically.
いやー、この間の食堂は実に素晴らしい。
I don't know if I'd go with Godsend, but you know, this ship's galley is fantastic.
食事をゆっくりとりながら、隊員たちとのコミュニケーションも楽しめる。
I don't know. It's not unwind between missions. It's everyone can, you know, relax, enjoy a meal, and get some good, needed communication.
どうしたんだラズ軍曹。はは。さては食べ過ぎだな。
No. Tabesugi is overeating. I don't know where they got this. I told you to chew before you swallow. And what's eating you is like a pun that's not there. She just said, "What's the matter, Sergeant?" Oh, you're overeating, aren't you? Yo, what up, Charmy? Konbanwa. Yeah, I think it's literally just them trying to make it more interesting for some reason.
ああ、食べ過ぎならいいんだけどな。あんたの小言聞いてると食欲もなくなるよ。
This is more like if it was just overeating, I'd be fine. All your bitching is not bad. Like, anta no kogoto, all your bitching is killing my appetite. Like, this line is not bad. Holy shit, Pika. 10? 10? 10 gift subs? Thank you. Wow. Oh, Izu got one. I know Izu. He was lurking. What up, Izu?
Gentlemen,
Behold!
behold!
Corn! This is going to go on for a few times.
Gentlemen,
Hey, thank you very much, Charmy. I really appreciate that. We're gonna have to wait this out. Hold on. Maybe I can... This is going to go on for 10 times.
gentlemen, behold!
Corn! This is going to keep happening.
Gentlemen,
Well, take a break for a second. Thank you for the gift subs, Pika.
corn!
Mental Gen.
Gentlemen, behold! Corn!
Thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Was that 10?
Gentlemen,
No, it was not 10.
behold! Corn!
Be sure to use your new emotes. Use them for evil. You have my blessing.
Gentlemen, behold!
We're on like 4. Oh no. What's my channel stance on Corn, Chaos God of Blood, Conquest, and Violence?
Behold!
I always liked the
Corn!
shooty boys better. Just like the idea of psyker orcs who are like,
Gentlemen,
they think about a gun having more bullets than it does is more fun.
corn!
We done? Nope.
Gentlemen, behold! Corn!
Yeah, red is a fast color. You paint the car red, you go faster. That's just what it just makes sense. Are we done? Okay. It's not different at all, is it, Steve? God, I love Aquatine. The line back to the stream. Thank you again, Pika. All your bitching is killing my appetite is actually not entirely bad. Like, anta no kogoto. Kogoto is like little, like shit talking. It's like, all the garbage. Kogoto is like the... Wow, I was really about to draw the kanji for you guys. Like, in the air. That's a thing that you end up doing in Japan a lot. It's ko, like, small. And you, which is like... to say. So, kogoto is like... Yeah, for sure, so I can say, like, 100% that's what happens. So, kogoto is kind of just like small stuff. Like, little sayings. But in this context, like, anta is a very rude way to say something. Like, kogoto is also like complaint, grumbling, you know, something like that. Oh, you should learn stroke order. You should. It's actually important. But, you know, we won't get into that. So when you combine, so like there's not a lot of swearing in Japanese. So when you combine anta, which is like a very rude way to refer to someone, and kogoto, like bitching or complaining, scolding, when you combine that together, it does work as like all your bitching. That's not bad. But the other stuff is just like not there. Like tabesugi is like, man, if it was just overeating, that'd be one thing. All your bitching is killing my appetite. Yeah, あんたの小言聞いてると食料もなくなるよ。Yeah, that's fine.
小言だとこれは適切な食事指導だ。
So this is also wrong. It's not friendly advice. 適切 is like proper. Is like necessary. She's not saying it's friendly advice. She's saying, what do you mean bitching? This is, you know, necessary instructions for proper dining. 適切. Yeah, it's not even advice. It's yeah. It's like these are the rules.
ミネルヴァ、ラズは食あたりでね。薬も効かなくて弱ってるんだ。
食あたり. Is that how we describe food poisoning? I think it is. Yeah. Don't mind him. This don't mind him is not actually there. Also, I'm sorry, I didn't even read the line because I was just listening. Caddy Wumpus. Caddy Wumpus? What the fuck? Okay, really quick poll of chat. Has anyone in their life ever said Caddy Wumpus? Even once? Ever? No. No one in their life has ever fucking said Caddy. I didn't even notice it. Yes, I use it all the time. Really, Ozark, get him. Everybody get him. Mods, get him. We found him. That's the guy. Whimsical ass phrase. I like that. So you're saying Cattywampus isn't in there in the Japanese? No, it's not. It's not. Hammers. Yeah, he just says, ミネルヴァ、ラズは食あたりでね。薬も効かなくて弱ってるんだ. Like, he's got food poisoning. The meds, it's not that the meds haven't kicked in. It's that they're not working. The medicine isn't working, so he's in bad shape.
食あたりだと健康管理は軍人の基本中の基本だぞ。
This is an interesting turn of phrase here. 基本中の基本だぞ。Cattywampus. I feel like if I ever see Cattywampus in katakana, I think I'll just end it right then and there. We'll know that Japanese is over. Yeah, it's basic of basics, but that's it's such a Japanese way of talking. Like kihon no kihon, like the absolute basics. So in this sense, she's saying food poisoning. Taking care of one's health is the absolute I would say, like, good health is the absolute foundation of being a soldier, or taking care of your health is the absolute basic, absolute baseline requirement of being a soldier.
よし、わかった。ならば私のドリンクを分けてやる。
What, huh? Eureka? Eureka? Do you know what Eureka means? Because that's not when you use Eureka. That's supposed to be for like a discovery. Yeah, it's just I got it. She didn't discover something. She just said "Yosh wakatta." Okay, I've got it. Here, I'll share this drink with you.
なんだこの濁った沼みてえな液体は。
濁った沼みて。濁った。What is this? Hold on. 弱ってるんだ。ドリンクを開けて。濁った沼み。The way Raz talks is very fun. I like Raz. Nigota is like corrupted, but it's like, I don't know how you describe it. It's like disgusting. Numam. Yeah, I mean, like, swamp water is not bad, actually. It's like, what is this fetid? I would go with fetid, actually, swamp water. What is this? Fetid swamp water? Caddy Wumpus. You can't say is. So, Osark, I have never used the word Caddy Wumpus in my entire life. So it doesn't surprise me that even though they use the word Caddy Wumpus, they've used it incorrectly. Numa mitai. Mite. It's like, yeah, what is this fucking fetid swamp water looking shit?
我がウィクトル家に代々伝わる薬草茶だ。需要競争、万病に効く。さ、飲め。
Gyokyoso, Vim and I don't like Vim and Vigor. She is being like grandiose here. It's not entirely wrong. Yeah. She's using, okay, so we're using 4 kanji compounds here. Jijokyoso is like super nutritious. I don't know if I would go with hale and hearty. Manbyou ni kiku. Manbyou ni kiku is like, it's like a cure-all. So I would go with, this is, so they do use cure-all. I don't like cure-all concoction because it's unnecessary alliteration. It's a cure-all medicine passed down through the Victor family. Works, it works on a variety of diseases, right? Or a variety of ailments. Yeah, ailments makes more sense than diseases. Works on a variety of ailments. Go on, drink up. Yeah, go on, drink up is fine. I just don't like guaranteed to restore one's vim and vigor. It's like super nutritious, works on a variety of ailments. No, vim and vigor is to be like hale and hearty. Yeah, the family snake oil. Well, it's like what? So it's like herbal tea. Maybe just a sip, not bottoms up. Glug glug glug. It's not snap out of it. This is get a hold of yourself. Okay, so this is another instance where I think that localization should be done, because this is not, like, this is quite literally I saw hell. But in English I would go with that was hell. You know what I mean? I feel like that makes more sense in terms of how we talk in these sorts of situations. Like, I saw a vision of hell is way too literal. Lewis, is that the title of your isekai light novel? He got healed so much that he glitched the integer and died and then got revived in another world where I'm the hero with a cheat ability.
どうだ、敵面に聞いただろ?
Yeah, Vision of Hell might sound like dying more. Yeah, it's not completely wrong. I just think that was hell makes more sense to me. 敵面に聞いただろ? Tekimen, works fat. See, they keep flip-flopping like with the way that she's talking. Works right away. I don't like kicks in quick. I think works fast would be better than kicks in quick, just due to the way that Minerva talks. Yeah, I can see both. What? Okay, hold on. No wake ne daro. Yeah, he's nasty. I'll kick you in quick is not right. This is more like as fucking if. That was the most disgusting shit I ever, like... I don't like this, like, outhouse slop. And he definitely doesn't say, I'll kick you in quick. Yeah, so the literally was just for... Nasty ass is not really bad. So, like, swearing in Japanese works a little differently than it does in English. There's really not that much that you can say that will get bleeped. I think I've talked about this before, but we got, like, new people in here. So, like, it's really more about the way that you choose to speak. So, like, you hear how he said, "Anna kuso mazui mon." Like, like, the way he's saying it is, like, really pissed off. Nomase yagatte is, like, making me drink. There's no, like, swearing explicitly here, but he's, you know... Yeah, kuso is but even kuso is not necessarily a swear word. It's not the same.
あれなんださっきまでの腹痛がすっかり治ってやがる
It's not where my stomach ache goes, like, oh, I feel better.
だから言っただろう。これがウィクトル家500年の伝統の力だ。
Dentou no chikara. This is, I would say this is 500 years of Victorian. Yeah, wisdom is okay, but the power of 500 years of Victorian. It's almost like not wisdom, but like tradition, family tradition.
ミネルヴァ、すごいぞ。これを応用すれば戦闘中の解毒に使えるはずだ。
Yeah, they left out what he's saying you could use it on the field for. Chudoku is like, we could, if we arrange this, we could use it on the field to handle like poisoning.
なるほど。確かに状態異常はタチが悪い。早速実用化に向け改良してみよう。
Add it to the old playbook. Like, every once in a while they just come up with a line like this and it doesn't really make any sense. Perhaps it could cure other poisons too. It's like if we arrange it, we could use this on the battlefield. 戦闘中使えるはずだ。確かに。Yeah, 以上は立ち悪い。Yeah. There's no like could cure other poisons too. It's let's go ahead and like make use of this. How much bad attitude and tone do you need for a localization of a swear word to be appropriate? It really depends. It depends on the character, it depends on the situation, it depends on the word choice and the tone choice. It's quite difficult to you know, decide when you're going to use a swear word. It's one of those like I can tell when I hear it. Learn antidote. Nope.
そうか、残念だな。我が家の伝統をぜひ生かしたかったのだがな。
Dento, heritage. Wakake no dento. I was hoping my family... I don't know. I don't like heritage so much. It's not entirely wrong, but it's more like wakake no dento. It's like I was hoping my family's knowledge could be of use. Legacy is also kind of weird. Family traditions, yeah. It's not bad. Something like that. Alright, let's keep going. It's time for the Chad chapter.
センチュリオンを発見した。この海域だ。
He didn't say right where we want them. I've discovered the Centurion's position. It's right here.
それでどう叩く?
Now, how do you plan on attacking? What's the plan of attack? Any idea on what game you plan to do next? I saw that Visions of Mana was fully voiced, and it seemed to have some issues, but I don't have any plans specifically yet. There was also Zeno Gear, Zeno Blade, Zeno something. I keep getting it wrong. Whatever Kirsch suggested. Kirsch, like, DM'd me at 3 a.m. this morning to translate something. She got lucky that the cats had woken me up. Yeah, Zeno Saga. I think it was maybe that. If it's fully voiced, I can do it. The issue is if it's not fully voiced, then I have to have both, like, both scripts up at the same time. And it's just me, like, reading back and forth, and it makes a very boring stream. Not being able to hear the vocal delivery of the Japanese makes it a lot harder to do.
破壊することが目的ではない。目標はあくまでも缶のダッシュだ。
Why do they insist on these, like, jokey alliteration memes? Like, our goal is to capture the ship, not capsize it. When he's talking in, like, militaristic terms. Like, we don't plan on destroying the ship. Our goal, the goal at the moment is to capture it intact. Wait, Pulp fan? Yeah, that's me. Hi. That's me. What up? Yes, that's me. If you got the emotes, you can see. Hold on, I lost my place here. That's funny that there's guys here who didn't know that. I suppose that's bound to happen. I don't really advertise it on the channel so much. Yeah, capture, capsize. You sure get hung up on the details, my man. Hold on. Wait, I gotta find my place in the script. Gekiha. I think Gekiha should bring it up. Oh no, there's a lot of Gekiha. It's like destroyed by chance. Nice. Oh yeah, dude. Where is it? Okay, I'm just gonna go to the next line so that I can find my place in the script. But this line is probably not correct.
あの雪上巡洋艦、確かに大した代物だが、一大尉の手には余るだろう。
手に余る。手に余る should show up. There we go. YouTube keeps unsubbing me? Damn, that's messed up. Found the stream by chance? Nice to have you guys here. It's not like you get to keep this. It's not a beautiful piece of work. It's not like you get to keep it. It's more like it's too much for a single, like, person to control. Tab still open? Nice. I need to find my place in the script, though.
研究畑のベルガーが興味を持つのはわかるが、ホルセよ。あんたの執着の理由は何だ?
Okay. 理由は何だ? Should do it. Okay. Found it. Are you You can send that same message a couple dozen times, dude. じゃなくて、確かに大したもん白もんだが手に余るだろう。I don't think they are. The algo hit me pretty well last time. The last video I put up got like 20k views, so I'm happy about that. Also, holy shit, 42 viewers. I wasn't even paying attention. Hi, everyone. Definitely not being suppressed. Normally we get like 15 to 16, not 42. What up? Scientific interest in it. What's your horse in this race? I don't like horse in this race. It's more like, why are you so interested in it? Like, I understand Velger's interest in the ship, but what about you?
約束だ。
A promise, yeah.
約束？
クライマリア、お前にも出てもらう。
Yeah.
分かっているな。今回は先のような失敗は許されない。
They left out a big portion of this, but no, this failure is not an option. Is not what he said. He said, お前にも出てもらおう。分かってるな。今回は先のような失敗は許さない。許さない。Right? It's not, failure is not an option. It's failure like last time will not be tolerated. The same failures as last time will not be tolerated. Or this time, failure will not be tolerated. It's not just, failure is not an option. Yeah, do not fail me again. Do not fail me again is okay, but it's more like failure is not an option. Yeah, he's bringing up her previous failure, right? 今回は先のような失敗は許されない. Will not be tolerated. However, this time you will not be tolerated it will not be tolerated for you to fail again. That's very clunky, but the point here is that they're leaving out the actual, information. Also, that's actually a good time to bring up something that came up in the comments from the video that I did last time. I think a couple of people went through and gave their own evaluations of my translations for a lot of those, but my goal in these streams is not to give you a retranslation of every line to the point where I'd be happy with shipping that as a product, right? So if I was going to go through this and do a real retranslation of the content itself, of the whole game, where we were actually going line by line and getting something down on paper that we could ship, it would be way different, because there's so much more that you have to take into account, the character voices, the context, all of that. So I'm not trying to give a professional translation here. What I'm trying to do is point out the glaring issues and give a better reading on the fly. So if I'm clunky, or if I give a line that doesn't flow super well or misses out on the character voice, it's not I'm saying, oh, this is a better line. It's more here's what they're missing. I just feel I have to make that a little more explicit, because there have been some people who are well, the lines that you gave are not that great. It's yeah, I know. Translation's really hard. It's really, really hard. Yeah, I'm not saying anybody here said that. It's, yeah. It's getting the meaning down, and then, having a proofreader come in and do it would be ideal. Whenever I do translation, actually, there's always a proofreader. Because the mental aspect of switching languages is very difficult. When I'm thinking in Japanese and listening to these lines and then swapping them in my head to English, it's very, very difficult. Yeah, doing it live, switching back and forth is tough. I'd really like to do some streams with Japanese creators, or even some Japanese VTubers, just to speak in Japanese more. But swapping back and forth between English is quite difficult. Yeah. 命令違反は絶対するな. It's not nor shall disobedience be tolerated. 命令違反 is like disobeying orders. You are in this case I would go with you are to follow your orders precisely. 命令違反は絶対するな. Like you cannot or you will not disobey orders.
もしもまた同じ失敗をすれば研究所に送り返すとベルガーは言っている。
Yeah, they've messed up the timing of this. Belger's orders should be at the end. It's should a similar mistake be repeated as last time, you will be sent back to the research facility on Belger's orders.
おい、それ一体どういうことだ?
I don't like whoa there. This is hey. This should just be hey. What do you mean by that? Or what's the meaning of this?
研究所からバルキュリアを返却しろとうるさく催促が来ている。
うるさく催促する。うるさく is like it's not just demanding, is constantly like the laboratory is constantly demanding we return their Valkyrie.
協力者だったフェルスター博士が研究所を出奔したせいで関係が悪化したらしい。
Hold on. This is interesting. I have to check the script here. I don't know if that's defected. Yeah, it's not necessarily defected. And I don't really like working relationship ... has been strained. Like the ... there is not really necessary. 協力者だった博士が研究所を出したせいで It's one of its top researchers. We don't know if he's a top researcher for one. He's just somebody who was working there. One of our ally at the laboratory left or, escaped. Defected is not necessarily wrong, but since our ally, whatever this guy's name is, Forrester, I don't know if you can put those umlauts there. Maybe you can. It could just be Forrester. Has escaped from the laboratory. Our relationship with them has gotten worse or has become strained. The ... is not needed.
返答を先延ばしにしているが、この代表用で役に立たないようであれば。
We've been ignoring their demands thus far. I do love Kurosawa films, but to be honest with you, my Japanese is probably not good enough for those. The kind of old school Japanese that they use in those is really difficult. I've watched Kurosawa films with Japanese subtitles. They're quite difficult. Let's see. 先延ばして It's not necessarily that they've been ignoring. It's we've been putting our reply on delay, or we've been delaying replying to them. But should you fail to be of use. I also don't like Crystal C, but it's a little late for that now.
Yare yare.
Holy shit! Wait, yare yare to holy shit? That's not good. That's not good. Yare yare is not holy shit. This is yare yare is like what a mess, or ah man, like he's downplaying it. He's not saying holy shit. He's yare yare is like, ugh, what a mess, or yare yare does it. I love Walls. Walls is the fucking best. What a Chad. Good grief it's not too bad, but I would go with, oh, what a mess. Something like that. You really suck at this. This is more like that. Oh, this won't do, or that won't do. Or something like, oh, I can't keep going on like this. You really suck at this is like, it doesn't fit his character. Nachanai ne. It's like it's more like hold on. Mattaku nachanai ne. Is just oh man. That just won't do.
あんた戦争屋としては優秀だが女の扱いはからっきしだ。
Yeah, this is not bad. としては優勝だが女扱いは Yeah, don't have a clue how to treat a lady. I don't know if I would go with ace when it comes to war. It's more like 戦争屋としては優勝だが You know what you've got what it takes on the battlefield, but you have no clue how to treat a lady.
なんだと
Yeah, I beg your pardon. Nandato is a little harsher than I beg your pardon. This should be excuse me or what did you say?
これからって時に追い詰めてどうする
これからって時に追い詰めるってどうする Yeah, like what did you say? Yeah, also ace is not really correct. You're right, Pika. It's more like an ace is someone who's taken down. Isn't it like 5 kills, 5 shots, something like that? Yeah, this isn't what the hell are you doing twisting your arm like that before the final showdown. The final showdown is not here. It's like pressing on her like this is not going to do you any good. Like you have to think about the future. Pressing her like this isn't going to help anyone.
あんたにしろベルガーにしろ暗いマリアを何だと思ってるんだ
Yeah. This is really tough to translate. I don't like seriously. What do you and Belger think Crimea is? あんたにしろベルガーにしろクライメリアを何だと思ってるんだ Like, This could be localized a little differently. Like the both. Honestly, I have no idea what the both of you are thinking when it comes to Crimea, or what exactly do you two think Crimea is?
兵器、道具、それ以外に何があるの
This isn't actually nothing more. She's talking about herself here. In the English, this makes it sound like she's kind of referring to what they think of her, but in the Japanese, she's definitely talking about herself. A weapon, a tool. What else do I have? What else do I have? Or what else could I be? Yeah, what else could I be?
なあ、ホルセ、暗いマリアもだ。俺たちは仲間だろ。
That's fine.
はあ
Nakama?
Yeah, comrades. So this is an interesting thing. Is like nakama just kind of means friends, but in the military context, like comrades is not bad. Nakama daro. Like saying we're friends, aren't we, is a little awkward. It's a hard decision to make here. Allies, The difference here is that allies is not necessarily the same connotation as nakama, which implies a level of like personal connection. Comrades, I don't have issue with comrades. Like there's not necessarily a problem. It's just that you need to make sure that the rest of the lines around it emphasize the kind of interpersonal like connection. Colleagues is not quite good. Brothers in arms, comrades in arms. Context is really important here. You just have to make sure that the rest of the lines line up.
そうさ、共に同じ戦場をかけ、互いの背中を守り合う。
守り合う. We watch out for each other. We protect each other. We live on the same. We're on the same battlefield. We've got each other's backs. This should really be we've got each other's backs. Yeah, it's the nature, like the formality of the relationship. So, like, nakama is a pretty flexible phrase in Japanese. It doesn't just mean like a friend. Like tomodachi is friend, but nakama is literally like one who is close to you. So depending on the context, it can be like friend, it can be ally, it can be comrade, it can be like a lot of different things. But in this context, he's making it like more of a particular thing. Yeah, what else could we be but comrades? Yeah, it's not come on, we can afford to act like a team. It's we need to be thinking about each other a little bit more here. Like we need to bear each other's like, you know, keep each other in mind a little bit more here. I don't like act like a team because he's more like talking about we need to think about each other a little bit more. Omoiyaru. Be mindful. Yeah, be mindful of each other. Be more considerate of each other's feelings. Something like that. It's not I think not. It's I've no interest in that. No, it's not I want nothing to do with that. It's we have no need of something like that. I love Walls. He's the best. This isn't ugh. This is, oh, come on, man. See, he's so great. Like, the vocal delivery here, like, the VA is killing it. I love this dude. And it's not carry on with your little plan. He's like, fine, whatever. Just go on. Tell me more about the plan. He's such a Chad.
Tonda
dekisomonai. This is more like you're quite the impressive failure. You know, this is like good for nothing. Like, not defect, but like good for nothing defective product. Or like broken product. Broken machine almost. Furyohin. It's like broken. No, it's not perhaps I ought to return you to the laboratory. Is we must consider returning you to the laboratory. This is I think in English this is making what he's saying here a little harder to follow because they're trying to make him really, really like inhumane to her by calling her an it. But in Japanese, there's no pronoun being used here for like her, it, right? Kawari wa ikura demo aru. There's plenty of replacements. We have plenty of replacements for her. I think it's fine for him to say her instead of it. Because it makes the English too unclear as to what he's talking about. Like, there's plenty more where it came from is kind of confusing. Also, we haven't done a worst translation of the day yet. We'll have to find one. Yeah, trying to be ambiguous. There's not a counter change. The only difference between talking about animate and inanimate objects is iru versus aru. So you can say like ishi ga aru, which is like there's a rock. If you say neko ga iru, that means it's a living thing, like there is a cat. You can't use aru with animate objects, and you can't use iru with inanimate objects. There's actually a really interesting thing that they did in the translation of iRobot, which is people would use iru or aru for robots depending on whether or not they considered them alive or not. So like robotto ga aru is totally fine if you don't consider a robot alive, but if you say robotto ga iru is like you're kind of assigning it a living sense, right? So that was an interesting thing that you can do in Japanese for that kind of nuance, which I thought was kind of cool. It doesn't really apply here though. I don't like still they brand me as worthless. I tried my best, or I did everything I could, and still I'm not good enough.
私は本当にできそうもないだろう。
Yeah, am I truly nothing but a failure? I'm not sure how they do it in Doraemon or Astro Boy. I assume they use Iru for Astro Boy. I assume they don't say Aru. Like, he is animate.
セルベリア、お前は我らの誇りだ。
我らの誇り。Yeah, that's fine.
殿下に尽くし、その力を世に知らしめるのだ。
Yeah, this is more like you will show the world your power. I'm not sure. I don't know too much about Doraemon. Also, this dog is voiced by a man.
よ、いるかい？
あのうるさい男。
Yeah, this is literally correct, but I don't know if I would go with this line exactly, like that obnoxious man. You could almost italicize man here and get the same thing. Right, it's that man again that, it's him again, something like that. Like, urusai otoko is like obnoxious or noisy, loud. It's not wrong, but I feel like there's a better way to get this across that feels a little more natural. Troublesome, The issue with that is, like, troublesome and annoying is like saying that out loud in English is a little weird, right? I would almost go, oh, it's him again. Or even front load the so noisy or how annoying, it's him again. Something like that.
その声、フェンリルだな。ってことは、お姫様もいるんだろ?
I don't know if "aren't you princess" is right here. He does say ohime-sama, but the way that it's phrased at the end just makes it a little awkward. Like, you're in there too, aren't you, princess? Like, he's referred to her 3 times in total, and only the last one is princess. But in the Japanese, he only refers to her once. And it's kind of more out loud. So this should be more like, I hear Fenrir in there, which means the princess must be as well. Something like that. Rather than you're in there too, aren't you, princess? Like, aren't you, princess feels a little more awkward than what they're going for here.
な、話がしたいんだ。ちょっと邪魔するぜ。
Yeah. I want to have a chat, or I want to have a quick talk.
ダメ、入ってくるな。
Yeah.
おいおい、大丈夫か？あんた、また泣いて。
Yeah, that's fine.
入るなと言っている。
Yeah, that's fine.
あ、わかった。悪かった。レディーの部屋に許しも得ず入るもんじゃない。
Yurushimoezu hairu mon janai. Yurushimoezu is a very, like, proper turn of phrase. Like, you're right, it's rude to enter a lady's room without permission. I would almost go with, I wouldn't dream of entering a lady's room without permission. Because yurushimoezu hairu mon janai. Like, yurushimoezu is a very specific turn of phrase. He's kind of being a little grandiose here. So I would definitely go with, like, I wouldn't dream of entering a lady's room without permission. That's kind of the nuance that I get.
分かっているなら帰って。許しなど永遠に出ない。
Yeah, not wait a millennium. It's... And nidenai is like, I would never give you permission. If you understand that, then stay out. I would never give you permission to enter.
ほう、取り尽くし間もなしってか。いいね。ますます燃えてくる。
Okay, this is very awkward. I really gotta look. I get flashbanged by the actual subtitles here. Toritsukushi. Yeah, flashbanged. Toritsukushi mo nashi ka. This is interesting. Ho, toritsukushi mo nashi ka. I'm not sure exactly what they mean by this. Toritsukushi mo nashi. Torishikima mo nai. Utterly unapproachable. Yeah. This, I have to stand out here 1001 years is wrong. Like, I get what they're doing. They're trying to turn this into something that makes sense in English. Like, you could wait a millennium, I'll never give you permission. But what he's really saying is, oh, so you're utterly unapproachable? That just makes me more interested. Is really what he's saying. Not worth the wait. Like, masu-masu moete kuru. Ho, toritsukushi mo nashi te ka. Like, toritsukushi ma mo nai. Toritsukushi mo nai is like an unapproachable, helpless, like to be utterly alone. I don't know if I would call this like the worst translation so far. Actually, the cattywampus thing should have been the worst translation. We'll go back and grab cattywampus. I should have done that at the time. Yeah, worth the wait. I don't know about that. Yeah, he's more saying, oh, so that you're saying you're totally unapproachable? That just makes me more interested.
あんた、いろいろあったみたいだな。一人で受け止めるのはきつかろう。
Yeah, I can tell you've been through a lot. Trying to, tough to get through all of that alone must be hard.
どうだ？この俺に。
No, it's not. Why don't we talk about it? Is how about it? I could be your something like that. Yeah. So it's leave me alone. See, it's not how about we talk about it. It's I could be your like confidant, or you could rely on me.
そいつは無理な相談だ。あんたほどのいい女、放っておけば男が廃る。
It's so based. God. Yeah, it's not damsel in distress. I'm your cattywampus. I could be your cattywampus. I'm your huckleberry. I'm your hucklewampus. Yeah. あんたほどのいい女、ほっとけば男が廃る。Like, what kind of man would I be if I left a woman as good as you alone? Like, what? He's so fucking cool. He's like, I can't do that. You leave the cattywampus alone! God damn it. そいつは無理だな。無理な相談だ。Like, that, I couldn't think of it. Perish the thought. What kind of man would I be if I left a woman as good as you all alone?
また来るぜ。
No, it's not just guess I'll come back later. It's I'll be back later. Dude, he's so fucking cool.
だけど兄さんは変わってしまった。戦争に変えられてしまった。今のあなたに平和を願う気持ちなんてない。あるのは歪んだ欲望だけよ。
Twisted desire. We went over this before in a previous stream, but it's not it's not cause, it's Yuganda Yokubo, which is like desire.
クロード、真実を知りたいのなら共に来い。
Yeah.
戦いから感じたよ。お前は有能な指揮官だ。いつでも喜んで迎え入れよう。僕は
待て、待ちやがれ、カイ。
It's fine. If you're just joining, Forcity is Kai's brother. There's a whole back and forth thing. Watch the previous episodes to learn what you missed.
考え事の最中だったかな。
Am I intruding? My apologies. No, he's. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I catch you in the middle of a thought, or? Oh, I seem to have caught you in the middle of something.
ベルガ。
Child soldiers. At least I think they're
Yare,
children.
yare
I'm not sure.
こうしばしば呼び出されてはたまらない。
It really depends on the context. Xiaozhou X. There's times when it makes sense, like, especially when the setting is not Japan. It's much harder to make the argument that it should be like brother instead of just like their name or something like that.
テートが随分と騒がしい。ガリア方面軍は撤退を決めたそうだ。
Yeah, state of turmoil. They're withdrawing. It appears they're in order to retreat from the Gallian front has come out. It's not that they're withdrawing, but the order has come out.
君にとっては朗報だったかな。準皇太子も戦死したと国防本部が慌てるはずだ。
Wait. To say nothing of Prince falling in battle. That's actually, they left out the fact that he died on the battlefield. Falling in battle, it implies death, but that's not all that he said here. It's like the National Defense Organization is like in a state of disarray after hearing of Prince Maximilian's death on the battlefield.
無謀な遠征と軽視されていたキグナス作戦がようやく帝国の危機感を煽り始めた。
It's not must be ruling. They've started seriously considering it. Like they're, after writing it off for so long, yeah, they've finally realized it's dangerous. Like that it's a real threat.
すでにテートには防衛部隊が集結し始めている。
Yeah.
あれを返せと言ってきたのもそのため。連中はゼクソールまで招兵するつもりだ。
It's not I assume. It's they will be recalling. And this is an instance where they're using the term are, which can be like a stand-in for almost anything. Are o kaishite. Like it. Are gets used for everything in Japanese. As just like a stand-in. It's very difficult to translate it in English because it's not definitive what he's talking about. So that must be why they want it back is fine here. Aniki, yeah, it's a little awkward. Like Kamina in Are desho Are, yeah. Like Kamina in Gurren Lagann being called Ainiki. It's such an iconic thing to say. It's very hard. Yeah, and unmentioned that. Good luck guessing what they mean. Yeah.
バカな連中だ。己の身に何が迫っているかも知らず。
They haven't a clue what creeps ever closer. I don't like creeps ever closer. Onore no mi. It's such a cool turn of phrase. Yeah, and this he isn't there. It's the fools. They have no idea what's creeping up on them as we speak.
キグナス作戦の真意を知れば、 死に物狂いでテートに到達する前に食い止めるだろうに。
Wow, this is not. It's. 食い止める。死に立つ。It's not really like regal, but yeah, they're trying to give him some like some kind of weird affectation. But the way it's not like they'd throw everything at it. They'd be like, they'd fight to the last man, or they would like sacrifice everyone to stop it. Like the turn of phrase here is shinimono gurui, like shinimono gurui, which is like desperate struggle. Like it literally has death in it. They would sacrifice everyone to stop it. Yeah. That's the turn of phrase there. Kuitomeru. And like kuitomeru is not just to stop, but it's like to the kanji there is like to eat. Like to eat and stop. It is like literally to like take on, like if something comes at you and you like stop it with your body, like folding around it almost, that's like kuitomeru. Is like they would stop at nothing and sacrifice everything to put a stop to it.
しかし、だからこそ我々は己の目的を果たす気を得られる。
Their ignorance is our opportunity. That's not really good. It's not their ignorance is our opportunity. But that's precisely why we have this opportunity to carry out our plan. Yeah, it's like a crumpled stopper.
しかり、今度こそ任せたぞ。
Yeah.
はっ。
さて、今回の作戦のお前たちの役回りだが。
はい。
I really don't like this my lord stuff. They've added it to make him like even creepier, but he really doesn't need it. He's already creepy as fuck.
休息だ。今回はフォルセに任せ、体を休めなさい。
Yeah, it's not I would have you rest for now. It's you're on leave. This will be left to Forza. You are to, rest. This isn't you will allow us to rest. Is that really okay, or can we really?
もちろん、お前たちはとっておきの切り札だ。こんなところで壊すわけにはいかない。
Wow, it's really not. They really left out like the venom in this. He does call them like basically trump cards, but it's not play my hand. It's I can't afford to like have you broken. Like I can't afford to like kwasu is like I can't afford to break you this early. Yakume, right? Ha ha ha. Yeah, he's treating them not just like toys, but like objects, basically to be manipulated as he sees fit. Pretty sure this is colossal. Yeah, break, destroy. お前たちはとっておきの切り札。こんなところで壊すわけにはいかない。Like I can't afford to have you broken this early.
分かっているね。自分たちの役目が。
Yeah, see, like this line has no impact with the previous line in English. He's like, you understand what I mean, right? What you're good for, or what your role is.
はい、もちろんです。ペルガー様。
Yeah.
すべてお心のままに。
Yeah, yours command. That's mostly fine.
調整がうまくいったようでよかった。大切な娘を廃棄処分にはしたくないからね。
Yeah, haik shobun. It's not retire. This is dispose of. Like, retire is way too nice. I don't know why they're like toning him down here. Haik shobun is literally like to scrap, to dispose of. I would hate to have to dispose of my precious daughters so early. Like shobun, haik shobun is literally like to throw away, disposal.
Arigatou gozaimasu, Belgar-sama. Arigatou gozaimasu, Belgar-sama.
He's a real, like, fucking piece. Like, this dude is supposed to be a Gobble stand-in, obviously. Like, that's the thing.
Yo, Ohime-sama.
Ohime-sama and princess are not necessarily the same thing, but it's close enough. I don't know how I would change this to make it sound a little bit better. Ohime-sama. You could go with my lady, but that doesn't really quite work. But the only thing I would note here is, like, Ohime-sama and princess don't have exactly the same level of, like, seriousness to them. It's not the same nuance. That is a man. That's a man voicing that dog.
Oi, なんだよ、フェンリル。そう邪険にするな。俺はお前のご主人様の。
Hmm? We're one and the same. Hold on. Hold on. This isn't this. This is just a pure mistake. This, you and me were one and the same. He's like, yeah, ご主人様の。俺はお前のご主人様の is like, yeah, ご主人様. Well, because for Fenrir, his ご主人様 is Chimera, like his owner. That's what ご主人様 means. 俺はお前のご主人様の。So what he's saying is, oh, come on, Fenrir, lay off it. Don't get in the way. Like, I'm your master's. ...
忠実なる騎士。つまり、お前の仲間だよ。
Yeah, like 忠実なる騎士. I'm your master's, like, loyal knight. 忠実なる騎士. つまりお前の仲間だろ. Like, I'm your knight, or her loyal knight. 忠実なる騎士. I don't know if I would go with, like, sworn to protect our master. Like, see how they're using nakama again? But, like, that makes us... in this context, I would use friends, right? Or even buddies, because he's talking to a dog. Like, that makes us buddies, right?
誰が忠実な騎士ですって？私はお前を認めたことなどない。
I don't like the use of the phrase, like, knighting the likes of you. 誰が忠実なる騎士ですって? Yeah, they left out the second statement there. 忠実なる, like, 忠実なるな騎士. And this is more like, who exactly is this loyal knight? I don't seem to recall ever accepting you as such. Yeah, it's who exactly is my loyal knight? I don't recall ever accepting anyone as such. Something like that.
いい眺めだな。好きなのか？この景色が。
You come here often. Come on, man. He's not being that, like, lame. It's quite the view. Do you? It's like, it's not. Do you come here often? But do you enjoy this sort of view, or like? He's not doing that lame of a line. Like, you come here often. 好きなのか? こういうの, right? Yeah, the English has the opposite implication. いい眺めだ。好きなのか? この景色が. Like, it's quite the view. Do you like it?
お気に入りの場所があるってのはいいもんだ。昔の俺にはどこにも居場所がなくてな。
お気に入り場所. I would say it's nice to have a place like this. 気に入り is like a special place or a place that you like. It's not necessarily a place to yourself. I didn't have any, and I don't think I would go with I didn't have anywhere to call home, but I didn't have anywhere I belonged. 居場所.
俺はそこそこ地位のある貴族の家に生まれた。だが母親はしがないメイドでね。
Yeah, he doesn't say a noble indiscretion. That's not right. Sure, I was born into a wealthy... He's not saying like, sure, I was born into a wealthy house, problem was. It's, I was born into quite a wealthy household, but my mother was a maid without any title.
散々いじめられ、虐げられ、耐えられず飛び出した先は貧民街だった。
Like most bastards, I was neglected, abused. He doesn't say like most bastards. Let's see. 居場所がなくて、死がないメイドでね。耐えられず飛び出し先は貧民町だった。Yeah, it's, I don't know if I would call that slums, but it's close enough. It's not wrong, but it's you know, bullied, abused. I couldn't take it anymore, and I ran away to the slums is fine. Yeah, to the slums.
ろくでもない連中ばかりだったが、そこには自由と希望が溢れてた。
A real cesspool, place for the lowest of the low, but at least I was free there. I really, the phrasing is not right. ろくでもない連中だったが、そこには自由と希望が溢れてた。Yeah, 自由と希望が溢れてた。But it was not like a good place. Like, ろくでもない連中ばかりだった。It was, you know, they were full of scumbags, but also full of hope and freedom. Yeah, I would say, like, that place was full of scumbags, but it was also full of hope and freedom. 溢れてて. I would almost go with, like, but you could smell the hope and the freedom. Like, 溢れる is to, like, be full of, but it also brings to mind, like, kind of, like, almost a smell. That's my, you know, that's not 100%, like, there, but I might go with something like that. I don't like that, but at least I was free there. Like, because he's really not, yeah, overflowing with hope and freedom, something like that. I really take issue with a place for the lowest of the low, because he's calling them roku demonai, but that's not necessarily like lowest of the low. It's like not good people, scumbags, stuff like that makes more sense.
俺はそこで生きていく術を学んだ。人を知り、恋を味わい、友情を得た。
I don't like the streets were my true home. Scoundrel, yeah, scoundrel could be good there actually. That's a good point. No, that's not really the streets were my home. It's like that's where I learned how to live. Like I learned what I needed to survive. I met people, I tasted love. And I made friends. I don't like fell in love. He doesn't necessarily say fell in love. Koi o ajiwai is different than koi ni ochiru or koi o suru. Koi o ajiwai is a little more sensual, like tasted love.
俺の胸の中にはいつだってあの場所がある。だから何があっても耐えられる。
Oh, okay. No, this is bad. I'm putting this as the worst translation. Sorry. This is worse than Cattywampus because they're really screwing this. I really hate this. Like, if my mind's in the gutter, it's always gonna be in their gutters. It's like, just fuck off. That's not what he's saying. Like, at all. It's so obnoxious. Every once in a while, they just come out with a line like this for no reason. Like, somebody just thought, ooh, this is funny and clever. Real line. Okay. Let me resize this real quick. Just so it fits. Okay, there we go. So, he said... Let me read the line in Japanese again. 俺の胸の中にはいつだってあの場所がある。だから何があっても耐えられる。Yeah, their gutters is what helps me get by. Like, so he said that place will always be in my heart. Like, I'll always carry that place with me, so I can take anything. Like I can survive anything. That place is always with me in my heart. Like I always keep that place close to my heart. I keep that place close to my heart. Get through anything. That place is always in my heart. Let me see. Keep that place in my heart. Keep that place in my heart. That place is always in my heart. 俺の胸の中にいつだってある。あの場所がある。I will always, yeah, I think I will always have that place in my heart. Oh, what's up, Riley? Yeah, I mean, I really, really love this series. The story in Japanese is great. Also, I gotta take a screenshot of this for the Hall of Shit. Cattywampus ass translation. I cannot believe they really used Cattywampus. That's insane to me. We really haven't had too many like really terrible translations so far, but this one is so off. Like, they do this where they use these like, if my mind's in the gutter, it's always gonna be in their gutters. Nobody talks like this. Nobody does this like quippy shit. Yeah. How about you? Do you have a place like that? It's so weird.
ないわ。居場所なんてどこにも。あるとしたら、それはきっと研究所ね。
Yeah. See, this is not right. They left out a big chunk of this. They left out a... I'm also adding this one because we probably need to show the Japanese. The way that they phrase this in Japanese is completely different. Hello, Asmongold. You're triggering me. You're triggering me. I'm being triggered. Big fan. I'm in the process of learning Japanese. Any advice? Love your wild content. Oh my god. I don't have trash everywhere. I'm not Asmongold. I would celebrity box Asmongold though. I really would. That would be fun as hell. Do I have any? Asmongold doesn't wear a hat. That's true. I always wear a hat. Do I have any advice? I'm actually gonna do. I think starting next week we'll do some Japanese language learning stuff. I took a shower this morning. See, that's how much not like Asmongold I am. We'll do some. I think we're gonna start back to school Japanese language learning streams next week, because it's still way too hot for me to do IRL right now. But let's get back to this line. Inagameda. He's about to fall over. Yeah, but he's got reach. He's way taller than me. Reach is not to be underestimated. He's like 6 foot. I'm like 5'7", 5'8". So let's see. Anta ni wa aru ka? Sonna basho ga nai wa. Ii basho nante doko ni mo. So she says, no, I don't have anywhere like that. Nowhere I belong. If I did, it would have to be that laboratory or that research, that research place. Like it's not under the knife, it's the laboratory, the facility. I would go with like the facility. Yeah, see, you said that before. Like they want to send you back or something. Oh, did he really have to go to the hospital? Like, all jokes aside, like, I do feel bad. Like, oh, yeah. No, I don't take it seriously. I thought that comment about being Asmon was very funny. It tilted me, but it was very funny. Joking aside, I do only really want people to be, like, healthy. Like, lifting, working out is a big part of, like, going outside and doing hikes and stuff is a big part of my life. So I do wish people would, like, take their health seriously. So, get healthy, bros. You can do it. I didn't start lifting until I was like 23. So it's not too late.
そこではね、毎日実験が行われるの。頭に電極をつけ、刺激を与え、反応を見る。
Yeah, I don't know if every day was a new experiment. This is more like they experimented on me every day. Electrodes strapped to my head, shocks, observed the stimulus or how I'd react.
針で刺し、水を飲ませ、何日も眠らせない。切断し、つなぎ合わせ、むき出しの脳に。
Needle water torture is like, this is more like force me to drink water. I'm not sure mizu o nomase is like forced to drink water. It's not the same as like water torture, which implies like waterboarding. Sleep deprivation. Cut me apart. Yeah. Tsunagi awase. Mukidashi no no. Yeah, it's like slice, brain. It's not waterboarding. She said mizu o nomase is like forced to drink water. Deprived of sleep for days. Easy, I get it. No, it's stop. You don't have to remember all that. Yamero. It's not easy, I get it. That's such a terrible... I'm saving this one too. This is just bad. Easy. These guys have like no... This would not work.
それが私の居場所なのよ。選ばれなければ、たとえ選ばれても。
No, she doesn't say that's my true home. I fought so hard to be chosen. The nuance here is like completely wrong. Like, yeah, I definitely think like that is a kind of water torture. It's hard to translate because there's a grammatical form in Japanese which is to be forced to do. No, ibasho does not mean good place. It's let me see if I can find the kanji for you. So it's not ibasho, it's ibasho. Unless I'm completely wrong. Hold on. Yeah, it's ibasho. It's a place where you belong. Yeah, Saikenso posted it. Yeah, it's like to be forced to do something. Nomaseru. Nomaseru. Oh, Zemendar, do I have words for you? Yeah. My brother does a stream going through all of Final Fantasy XIV main story quest. From what I've seen, I don't play the game, but from what I've seen, it's very, very bad. Very, 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 very bad. I have a lot of issues with the stuff that I've been shown. But anyway, ibasho is like a place where you belong. I don't like the use of true home here. They're not being consistent with it. I really dislike Koji Fox. Anyway, back to this. How long have we been streaming, by the way? Only 2 hours. Okay, we're fine. We haven't actually played any of the game either, which is kind of funny. Yeah, so what she's saying is that's where I belong. I had to try to be chosen, even if I wasn't chosen. It's not I fought so hard to be chosen, but whether I'm chosen or not, whether I was chosen or not, that's where I belong. Oh, it's Riley, I regret to inform you, it's fucked. It's really fucked. Oof. Yeah, I heard about Visions of Mana. This is interesting. I don't know if I completely disagree with until my final sunset. If I fail now, I don't like it's back to the lab. I'll return back to that routine. It's like mata moto no mainichi ga suzuku. It'll be right back to that. You can go moto no mainichi is back to that again until my final day. I think final day is better than final sunset. Saigo no ashita is like my last tomorrow. Until my last tomorrow closes. Or until my last tomorrow comes. In fact, this turn of phrase might be important to them because it is in quotes in the text. It's Saigo no ashita. Until my last tomorrow comes. So you might even want to just keep that. It sounds like it might be important to them. Just as a phrase. Yeah. It's I don't know if you finally see, but do you understand now? No one can understand. Or do you... Yeah, you might not want to double up on understand now. Because Gikai and understand, like Wakaru and Gikai are slightly different. I would almost go with comprehend. No one can comprehend my pain. It's not leave me. It's not nothing more to say with you. It's I have nothing to speak with you about. It's not happening. It's I don't want to. Looney bin? Yeah, itte versus itte. It's one of those things. The use of looney bin here is egregious. It's egregiously bad. Anta ga kizutsukeru kenkyūjō to yara ga anta no ibasho datte. This is you're trying to tell me that some laboratory or whatever is where you belong? Yeah, to hell with that is actually really good for Jodan Janai. Jodan Janai is to hell with that is actually quite good. I'll give them that. That's good. I Anta wo watashitari wa shinai ze. Like, it's not I'll never let those bastards have you. I'd never let you get turned over to those bastards. I don't, in all honesty, like, no laughing matter versus, like, Jodan is joke. Like, this is no joke. I definitely like to hell with that much better than this is no laughing matter. In this situation, to hell with that or fuck that, you know, is better than, that's the emotion that's being given here. I would never turn you over to those bastards.
あんたの居場所はここだ。今俺が決めた。
No, it's not, and that's final. It's I decided. Where you belong is right here. Like, 俺が決めた. He's so fucking cool. What a Chad. あんたの居場所はここだ。今俺が決めた。I just decided.
勝手なことをお断りだわ。
No, it's as if this is like as if you can decide that, or as if that's something you can decide. I refuse or never.
そうかい。この胸板、ご婦人方には評判いいんだがね。
So fucking cool. He really did say that. He's so fucking cool. This line is like pretty accurate. But other than the not doing it for you, it's really like my chest is usually a pretty big hit with the housewives. He's like a bit of a scoundrel. Ladies, yeah, with the ladies, women, yeah. Not how. Oh, I misread the kanji there. It's not shujin, it's fujin. Like, my. I don't know if I would go with pecs, but my chest is normally pretty popular with the ladies. He really did say that. What a Chad. That's why you gotta get the pecs, boys.
このナンパモノ。
Nampamono. Kerr, I don't know if I would go with Kerr. It's not bad. It's not bad.
ああ、ナンパものだった。だがこれからは違うぜ。
Yeah, so I don't know if like Hound Dog, I don't know, like Playboy. I would go with Playboy is more than Nampamono is like someone who hits on women, like womanizer. You might go with womanizer, you womanizer. Yeah, I was, but not anymore.
今この瞬間からこの場所はあんた一人のもんだ。
He's so fucking cool. I don't know if I would go with your home, but hold on. Nampamono. Yeah, Nampamono. ああ、ナンパモノだった。だが、これから違うぜ。今この瞬間から from right now この場所はあんた一人のもんだ。Yeah, my heart is like yours and yours alone. Not my heart is your home, but my heart is yours and yours alone. He's so fucking cool.
だから居場所がないなんて言うのはなしだぜ。泣く場所も笑う場所も全部俺が引き受け。
No, it's not I'll be there. It's so don't go saying you have nowhere to belong. Whether you want to laugh or cry, I'll be there to take it on. I'll be there for all of it. He's so fucking cool.
フェンリル、この男に自分の立場を思い知らせてやりなさい。
I don't like insolent oath, but Fenrir, teach this man his place. That's a man. That's not a dog. They got some guy to make that growling noise. Could you not have recorded a dog? Like, that's a man.
なんだよ、俺たちはダチだろ。
Yeah, that's Taro. I really think this should be buddies. Like, come on, man, we're in this together. Like, you're my pal, aren't you? That's a man. Like, that's a man. You're the man now, dog.
くそ、いいか、クライマリア、忘れるな。
No, let's not think about what I said. It's don't forget what I said.
お前の居場所は確かにここにあるんだからな。
Yeah, you do have a place where you belong.
バカな男。
See, he's got her. He's got her. 100%. This is like that psychological needs triangle. Girl who calls you an idiot. He's in there. We're in there, boys. Let's see. Should we do a squad story? The squad stories can take a while. I don't want to do that, so we'll just keep going. We'll go for like a little bit longer, maybe 2 hours, 30 minutes. We have done 0 gameplay.
センチュリオンに届いた緊急通信。
Okay. Yeah.
それは別路でテートを目指していた一番艦キャバリエからの救援要請
Yeah,
だっ
they
た。
say this is the number 1 ship.
帝
Ichibankan.
国の陸上部隊に囲まれている。至急応援を請う。
Yeah. Request.
限界な無線封鎖を破ってのその連絡はキャバリエが壊滅の危機にあると示していた。
Yes, this is fine. Oh, okay, so yeah, that's a good thing to talk about because we do have a lot of new people in the stream. So when people say like one-to-one translation from Japanese to English isn't possible, they're right. But they're normally talking about like this is why like linguistics is so important. There is no such thing as a one-to-one translation in any language because you're not translating words, you're translating meaning, right? Like even the translations we've done today have not been like, you know, this word means this word and you just slot them in and then you get the meaning. There's nuance, there's tone, there's all sorts of things. So what happens is, yeah, it's not an honest argument. It's because both sides are talking past each other, right? So like one side is saying, like, you know, you take examples like Eiyuden Chronicles or Unicorn Overlord or this, and you will have people on quote-unquote our side, right, who will say, look, this is very clearly obviously wrong. Like, it's just wrong. I can tell. Even if you don't know Japanese, and that's the issue, is a lot of people, like, don't know Japanese, right? So they'll say, look, I can tell this is wrong. I don't have the language to explain why this is wrong, but I can tell that it's wrong. And the trap is then that they say, I don't want this localization crap. I just want them to translate it directly. Just give me what they're actually saying. Don't change anything, right? Exactly, Riley. So it's because they don't have experience with Japanese that they get lost in this like semantic fight where they say, I know that this is wrong. I just want what it says. Just give me what it says exactly. I just want a direct translation. What they're really saying is what they want is a faithful translation. That's the difference. What I'm attempting to give you is a faithful translation. Yeah, and so then the other side who are doing like a lot of, and it's not all, you know, it's not all political. So, like a lot of the issues are just, like even if you go back to like Pikmin, or the old school stuff like Final Fantasy, old school like Woosley stuff where it's like quirky and wacky. There's no political stuff there. It's just like, oh, well, we know better. Like, oh, it has to pop more. It has to be more fun. It, you know, we spiced it up, right? The difference is like, so yeah, self-important creative types, basically saying, oh, well, you know, this is better. I can tell. Oh, they needed some help with this one. It's hubris, yeah. Woosley? You have to start adding Woosley. Am I saying his name wrong? I don't. Woolsey. I have very slight dyslexia, so I flip the S and the L a lot. I had a hard time with kanji because I would always flip them. So Woolsey, whatever, Woolsey. Yeah. So the issue is that the people are talking cross purposes. Yeah. So the thing is like, when I say direct translation, or like when I give a gloss of a translation in this game, then I say like, X word means Y. That's just to give like a sense of exactly what that word means in isolation. When you put those words into a sentence and you're constructing something, then it changes because you have to talk about the intent of the line. There's differences. Yeah, transliteration is not translation. Exactly. Contextual clues, subtext, cultural clues can rapidly get lost. You will always have interpretation. There will always be some level of interpretation. So like, a lot of times if a character has like a Kansai accent and they do a country accent, I really dislike that. Another big issue is like stuff like Elden Ring or Final Fantasy doing this like ye olde language, like the these and thous and all that, is really not in the original Japanese text. And Japanese has the ability to do ye olde speak. Like Horo from Spice and Wolf speaks in a somewhat ye olde way. But that's the thing, is like when you talk about like which accent is the equivalent of which other accent, it's super subjective. It's super subjective. It's very, very hard to make that call. Like Kurosawa movies, yeah, anything that's like old. But a really good example of how that's handled is like if you've watched, I haven't watched all of it, I've watched some of it, but it's not Samurai. What is the show that came out recently? It's a live action. I've forgotten the name. It's a live action show about... Yeah, Shogun. That's it. Thank you. If you watch the way that they do the transliteration of or the translation of the lines in Shogun, the subtitles, it's really, really good. Like the translation of Shogun is really, really good. But like you'll hear the Japanese speaker say like "gozaimasu." Like, they're using real, like, ye olde stage Japanese. But the translation doesn't do that in the actual written form in English. They just give it in plain written form, and they allow the vocal presentation to speak for itself, which I think makes a lot more sense. Like, trying to force a thee and thou in it doesn't work. Because you're trying to add like a layer on top of it, that you're transcribing one culture's historical speaking quirk into another as if they're equivalent, and they're really just not. Oh, I have no idea. I don't think I've seen that, Ozark. Uranger's speech is
Cavalier が襲撃を受けたポイントはこの海域。But
here's the thing, Jor. You say that Elden Ring is more European, but it's not. It's a Japanese game. They might be taking inspiration from Western fantasy, but that doesn't mean that it's just okay to port like these and thous and medieval speak into it. Because that's not necessarily what the point is. You know what I mean? It's like, it's fake mock middle-late English, and it's not even correct. Like, a ton of the language in Elden Ring is just wrong. Like, okay, the biggest one for Elden Ring is completely unrelated to the stream that we're doing right now, but tarnished is just not correct. That, let me see if I had it somewhere. I don't have my notes. Patch, maybe you have what the actual line was for tarnished, because it's not tarnished. Yeah, it's asebito. So asebito is what the Japanese calls quote unquote tarnished, but asebito actually means like faded one. And when you know like the story of Elden Ring and like the setting and like how people are like not actually dead, but their like bodies and souls show up in different places, and like as a fade or like a shadow, like Asebito as Faded One, like makes so much more sense than Tarnished. Tarnished doesn't give any of that meaning. Like, if you start to think of, like, the implications of being a Faded One, someone who's, like, split between worlds, like, you have your body in one place, but your soul is in another, it makes so much more sense.
この位置であれば、迂回してテートへ到達可能だ。キャバリエが吸収を受けている間に。
Was the writing... Yes, the game was written in Japanese. George R.R. Martin just provided some story elements. It was written in Japanese English. Or Japanese originally. Yeah, most people's use of these and thous are very wrong. Yeah. Like, they try to, like, fake Tolkien speech all the time. It's so obnoxious.
救援を求めている仲間を見捨てると。このままではキャバリエは間違いなく沈むぞ。
Yeah, there can be no doubt that the Cavalier will sink if we don't help them.
クロード、いいか、冷静になれ。これは我々をおびき寄せるための罠だ。
Yeah, Tolkien is probably this is my opinion, but I think Tolkien was like the greatest English writer to ever live, easily. Splintered is Asebito is really faded. It's like faded. It's like one who is like fading.
行けば敵の大部隊が待ち構えている。テートを前にして一隻ずつ撃破する算段だ。
Yeah.
情で動くな。キャバリアに敵が集中している隙にテートへの距離を詰めれば戦局は有利になる。
I don't know if I like don't let your emotions control you here. But other than that, it's mostly right. Diminished is not bad either. Yeah, diminished one, but faded implies a little bit more of the nuance of the world, I think.
確かに。キャバリエを捨てテートへ進行すれば、この間の消耗は最小で済む。
I don't like this limit the strain on our supplies. It's not necessarily right. Let me see. Make sure I've got my... I'll get to the next line.
だが我々だけでテート攻略ができるのか。万全の状態でないこの間で。
Yeah, will we really be able to take the capital alone? The ship isn't even... I don't like running at full parameters, isn't fully operational.
何より目の前で再び領艦が沈むのを僕たちは黙って見過ごすことができるのか。
Yeah. 見過ごすできるのか。僕たちは黙って見過ごすことができるのか。This is like, I would add idly, sit idly by and watch another of our ships fall, or just leave them alone. Oh, the Tears of the Kingdom stuff is all fucked up. Yeah. Gloom is a really bad translation from me. I could go on about Tears of the Kingdom as well. It's all fucked. Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom is like, it's all fucked. This, wow, well I? No, it's just, this should just be one I, ...
キャバリエが襲撃を受けているポイントはテートまでの航路に当たる。
Yeah.
このまま全速前進しキャバリエを救出した上でテートに向かうべきだ。
No, they left out a key point of this, which is if we charge full head, we can rescue them and continue to the capital.
敵の大部隊に囲まれたキャバリエが我々の救援まで持ちこたえられると思うか
Yeah.
仮に持ちこたえられているとすればそれこそ敵の罠以外の何者でもない
Yeah, even if they could, that would only increase only serve to prove that this is a trap.
ミラー君、現在の機関部の出力は故障前の何割程度ですか
Yeah.
メイン動力炉はまだ復旧しておらず、補助動力に頼るしかありません。
Yep.
今はリミッターで制御していますが、それを解除すれば4割は出せると思います。
I don't like I understand that the katakana here is limiter, but I think in English we would say we're still operating under an imposed limit. But if we removed that, we could bring it up to 40%.
それも持って数時間。それ以上は機関部が負荷に耐えられません。
Yeah.
現状の最大戦速を出せばなんとか間に合う計算ですね。
Yeah.
艦長、まさか救援に向かうと。
ええ。ですが、ウォーレス君の主張するよう、仲間の危機を救うためだけではありません。
Yeah, it's not. I wouldn't say it's not simply a matter, but it won't only be for saving our allies.
コメットの喪失から我々は学んだはずです。
We should have learned from the loss of the
テート
comet.
攻略を目指す我々を阻む最も厚い壁はバルキュリアだと。
Yeah.
キャバリエからの通信内容より相手はバルキュリアを有する部隊と見て間違いはない。
Yeah, if we can. That's true.
では領艦が交戦しているのを利用してバルキュリアの背後を取り吸収すると。
背後取り救出 Yeah, they're leaving out some of the details here. Like a lot of these lines kind of end up being less like militaristic. I've talked about this before, but pretty much every one of these lines in the military setting is like 40% not professional when it should be more. Let's see.
相手も無怪物三段は立てている。ですが正面切って戦うより作戦は立てられます。
Yeah, I believe we can create a plan for better intercepting them rather than head on, something like that.
しかし
Yeah, Shoujo X is correct. Japanese companies really don't think about the other markets. Like, even though they make up a decent percentage of sales, they just say, oh, well, we got professionals to translate this, so it's fine. Like, they have no reason to, like, check on stuff.
どういう手段かは分かりませんが、敵もまた代表営を自在に移動しています。ここでやり過ごしても、バルキュリアはこの先必ず我々の前に立ちはだかってくる。
Yeah, I don't like this. We won't have heard the last of them. This is like they have some way of moving about the sea freely. If we don't take care of the Valkryia here, then she will undoubtedly reappear to prevent our attack, basically.
そう。バルキュリアとはどこかで戦い、打ち破らねばならないのです。
Yeah, we need to take this opportunity, or we have to decide where we will fight and defeat her.
テート攻略。それがキグナス艦隊唯一史上の命題。
Yeah.
そのためにここでバルキュリアを撃破する。
I don't like defeat. I would go with destroy rather than defeat. 撃破する. Yo, what up, Giannis? Nice to see you. we're nearing the end of the stream, unfortunately, but the VOD will be available, and then we're working on more highlights with my editor as well. This is a stream for doing retranslations, travel videos in Japan, gaming, all sorts of stuff. Mostly Japanese. Mostly IRL content in Japan as well.
Brian, 進路の変更。は。
Are Valkyries like magical women? Basically, yeah. They're like living nukes, essentially. They're a stand-in for nuclear weapons.
最大戦速でキャバリエの救援に向かう。
ウォレス君、私は私の覚悟を信じて決断しました。
This is a callback to a previous speech that was mangled before. I believe it was kakugo. Yeah, let me get the.
君も君の覚悟を信じて決断しなさい。
Yeah. 信じて. Well, let me get this line up. How's the Yakuza series translation? I have not played them, but I've heard that the first ones are pretty good. Yeah, Japanese military jargon it's somewhat tricky. At least for me, like they definitely mess up a lot of it. Like shotai, like they mess up like platoon versus squad versus like company. All of that jargon is mangled in terms of like how big the squads actually are. Yeah, unfortunately, bad translation is quite common for Japanese games. So this kakugo o shinjite ketsudan shimashita is a callback to the previous speech that Morgan gave.
ただし忘れないでください。我々は任務をこなす機械ではない。
Wow, they really added a bunch to this. Maybe there might be more in the next line, but this is 我々は任務をこなす機械ではない. Yeah, they just added a whole bunch to this. Like, we're soldiers, not machines. We have to carry our mission, but that isn't our only purpose. Is quite long. This is more like, but you have to remember this. We are not merely machines built to carry out our mission. So they might add some of this in the next lines, but...
たとえ間違っていたとしても、後悔のない選択をするべきです。
Oh wow, they're really messing up the nuance of this. Yeah, this is not right at all. Hold on. いや、たとえ間違っていたとしても、後悔のない選択をするべきです。So this is like by the book, this is you should always make choices that you won't regret even if they aren't the right ones, is framing this incorrectly. This is even if you make the wrong choice, ensure that it's a choice you won't have regretted making. Like even if you're wrong, make a choice you won't regret. It's not necessary. He's not saying like the right ones, because this is framing it as like right but not really, as if he disagrees with the idea of there being a right choice. But he's saying it is possible to make the wrong choice but still a choice that you don't regret making. So the framing needs to be like, even if you make the wrong choice, make sure it's a choice you won't regret making. Yeah, I mean, Giannis, you'll be in good company with that opinion. That's essentially what I think as well. There's a lot of Japan wacky, Japan weird. We have to make it better, or we have to make sure that Japan wacky, Japan weird comes through, you know?
人の命という取り返しのつかないものを左右する立場だからこそ。
Wow! Holy shit. I can't believe they cut this. This might be like one of the most pivotal lines in the... This is like one of the most pivotal lines in the game, and they just cut it. They changed where it lands, but it's so wrong. This reframing of this is so bad. Hold on, I'm sorry. I have to like read the actual line and give you a translation before I freak out and like react to it. But this is just so wrong. Hold on. Yeah, I'm saving this line for sure. Valkryia 撃破ただし忘れないでください我々は任務こなす Yeah, okay. So the line here is after the make a choice that you won't regret making even if it's not necessarily the right one. Like even if you make the wrong choice, ensure it's a choice you won't regret making. But then the pivotal line from before, let me just pull this back up where he said, I want you to remember that no matter what comes to pass. Not correct. What he said was, 人の命という取り返すのつかないものを左右する立場だからこそ、決してそれを忘れてはならないのです。忘れてはならないのです。Right? So what he's saying here is, you have the position that we are in is one. How do I phrase this? It's such a long noun phrase, but it's basically a human life is something that you can never get back. Like you will never be able to. A human life once lost is never able to be returned. That is like that's the position that you are in. And you have to remember that. You can never forget that the position you're in is one where human lives are at stake. And that is something that can never be taken back. Like this, because lives hang in the balance at our command and some consequences can never be undone, is like, it's too loose, right? It's not some consequences can never be undone. The first thing he says is, 人の命という取り返すのつかないもの. Like, a human life is something you can never get back. Like, that's the very first thing he says. Like, because we are in that position, you must never forget that. You must never forget the position that you are in. A human life is something which once lost can never be taken back. Like, 取り返しのつかない is like, you can't grasp it. It's like it slips through your fingers, right? It's so important. And the fact that they changed that to, I want you to remember that no matter what comes to pass. And then, because lives hang in the balance at our command and some consequences can never be undone, is so light. It's such a boring way of phrasing it, right? Lives hang in the balance is just kind of like a phrase that you hear. Obviously, we know lives hang in the balance and some consequences can never be undone. But the important thing here is like a human life can never be taken back. Like once gone, it's gone. You must, like, that is something you must never lose sight of.
Hi.
Like, do you hear, like, the vocal delivery there? Like, that's like a serious line he just... It's not just, oh, some consequences can never be undone. It's like, you're dealing with human lives. Yeah. Yeah. You mean full speed?
みんな、バルキュリアとの決戦が始まる。フルパワーを出すわよ。
I don't know if I like showdown for Kessen. I mean, it is like decisive battle. It's fine.
この状況で決戦だと無茶言うな。
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
こないだはかすっただけで手動力がやられたんだ。今度こそ撃沈されるぞ。
Yeah, I don't know if it's like they're gonna sink us. We won't survive. They're going to we'll be destroyed.
無理だ。無理。
It's because the reason they change these things is because they are deathly afraid of like having real emotional weight. Like almost every single time that there's a change, it's like the emotional punch is taken out.
ちょっとずいぶん弱気じゃない。
Yeah, why are you acting so scared? This is more like, oh, are you losing your nerve now?
最強の敵を倒し仲間を救う。こんなシチュエーション二度とないわよ。
Yeah, see, she's being a little more like, you know, kind of it's not serious. She's like provoking them, right? An arch enemy is like this is a chance to take out the enemy and rescue our friends doesn't come around again.
男がこういうシチュエーションで燃えなくてどうすんのよ。
I thought real men were supposed to get fired up at this in times like this. It's not necessarily wrong, but it's like I would go with you. Don't go calling yourselves real men if you're not getting fired up at a situation like this.
おい、お嬢ちゃんの今の言葉聞いただろ？これで振るわねえなんて男じゃねえぞ。
Yeah, this ought to get your blood pumping. It's more like I don't want to hear you wimping out or like you hurt her.
俺たちは極秘の決戦兵器の心臓部を任された。エディンバラ一の機関士だ。
Yeah. I mean, Ojo-chan is like trying to put that into the script is very difficult in terms of like how you go about doing it. You heard the lady. Yeah, you heard the lady is better. You heard the lady.
やろうども。センチュリオン機関家の意地見せてやろうぜ。
Yeah, it's good.
Yes, sir.
They changed yes sir to I don't know why. Yes sir is fine. No, not little Missy.
すぐに始めるわ。補助機関のリミッターを外して。
リミッター？サブまで行かれちまわねえか？
The limiter? What? We're gonna blow up the backup engine too? Yeah.
そこをギリギリで制御するのが機関士の腕の見せ所でしょ。
Yeah, she didn't say we're the best in Edinburgh, right? It's like, well, that's where we show off what we can do.
その通りだな、お嬢ちゃん。
I don't like Missy. I just don't like it. Yeah, I get the naval thing is for II, but it's like
わかったよ。一世一代の大仕事だ。
Fix of a lifetime. I don't know. This is more like I also don't like fellas. It's like, all right, boys. Boys is better than fellas. We've got our, work cut out for us.
よーし、かかるぞ。
Is there a Discord? There is, but it's currently for subs only. Alright, I think we will...
Cult fan don't miss, only says true things.
Hey, thank you for the follow. Whoever just did that, I have to check. We'll we'll keep going until we get to the actual battle. Who was that? Who followed? Yellow Felipe Durante. I cannot say your name, that is very long. JFDFC. JFDFC, thank you for the follow. Very much appreciated. We will keep going until we run into combat, and then we'll call it there. Also, that's Kirsha for the sub. Or... I had to clip that. Subs, I mean... sorry, not subs, I mean members.
消毒薬はこちらにまとめてます。アンジェには軽症者の消毒まで任せていい？
It's fine.
はい。私頑張る。
Gambaru, I'll do my best
頼もし
every
い
time.
な。気分が悪くなったら無理せず部屋に戻るんだよ。
Yeah, that's fine.
ずいぶん無茶な加速だな。
泣いてるの？
ん？アンジェ、何か言ったかい？
Let me make sure I've got everything set here. Okay, we're good. Oop. Yeah, I would not play with the English dub. It's really bad. It's really, really bad.
なるほど、そういう作戦か。じゃあ、カイと戦うことになるってわけだ。
Yeah, that's fine.
今の彼はフォルセだ。
Yeah, this is fine. That's her brother, by the way. How would I translate Gambaru and Ishokeme? It depends on the situation. It really depends on the context.
フォルセが指揮を取っているかはわからない。
Yeah.
だけど、緊急要請の通信内容からバルキュリアが出撃していることは確実だ。
I don't like in play. We do know that the emergency requests highly or all but ensures that the Valkryia is in the field.
兄さん、フォルセは自分の所属する部隊に最強のバルキュリアがいると言っていた。キャバリエを襲い、わざと救援要請を遅らせて領艦をおびき寄せようとする作戦も。
I'd guess. She doesn't really say I'd guess. This is more of like a split phrase.
そう。フォルセのやり方だ。
Yeah, this yeah ... is not there. It's more yeah. That's how he operates.
手段を選ばねえフォルセの野郎とバルキュリアが組んでやがるって。
Real life Valkyria. He doesn't say real life. Guy doesn't care about using dirty tactics. This is more like he'll do anything to win and a Valkyria. Yeah, in play is kind of weird. Yeah, Riley, it really depends on the context. For things that are set in Japan, so for example, if it was like, you know, a high school setting with high school kids and like the senpai kohai like stuff really matters for culture, I tend to just say you should leave it in, because like someone changing from san to chan to kun to whatever, actually it carries like some semantic weight. It's very hard to divorce that from the culture. But in situations like this where they are not Japanese, they're not in Japan, I think it should be changed to fit the cultural context of the setting itself. That makes more sense to me. Like, when they're saying ojo-sama, they don't actually mean ojo plus sama, with the actual Japanese cultural implications of what a sama is and what an ojo is, right? They're using it as a stand-in to imply some sort of standing, female standing. So you can translate the meaning of that. But if we were talking about a literal, like, ojo-sama in Japan, then the cultural context of that is different.
ああ、最悪なタッグだ。クロード、突破の算段はあるのか?
Dangerous combination is more like Saiyaku is like, this is like the worst outcome.
まだ正面から相対したわけじゃない。有効な戦略は見えていないけど。
we've never gone head to head. I'm not sure what kind of strategy would work, but
突破口はある。バルキュリアは兵器として完璧じゃない。
Yeah.
あの火力だぜ。完璧以上じゃねえか。
Well, yeah, Giannis, the thing is if you're asking me what I would do, then I personally would translate it a certain way. But if you're talking about like for the industry in general, it's a harder thing to say, right? Because obviously I can't trust everybody who's involved in the industry, but I can only speak for how I would translate things. So it's harder when you're divorcing it from like the hypothetical, right? So if you were asking me what should companies do, that's a different question, because it's much harder. I'm not in control of a company doing the translation.
いや、火力が高すぎるからか、彼女はあの力を制御しきれていないように見えた。
It's not I got the impression it appears or it looks like she's not in complete control of her power.
思ったままに火力を集中できるなら、ヒグナス艦隊はあの時点で全滅していたはずだ。
She should have been able to. It's not she could have, but she should have been able to.
そうか。言われてみりゃ確かにそうだ。
No, it's not that kind of makes sense. That's right. She could have.
照準の合っていないライフルじゃ寝ている牛も撃てない。
Hold on, I've just been flashbanged again. This might be the biggest pet peeve. Shit, I gotta find this line. Okay, hold on. I got flashbanged by this line hard. When I say I got flashbanged, what I mean is that I was listening to the Japanese and then reading the English, and the Japanese flew from my mind because the English didn't make any sense. Porcavian is they're these little pigs with wings from the first game. So it's like a flashbang for your brain. It's just like, huh? What? And then I forget what the line was. Yeah. What were they going for here? Shoujin, yeah. Okay. Shoujin no atte inai rifle ja netteru ushi mo utanai. Yeah, okay, so this is one of those things that really pisses me off. Okay, I'm going back into rant mode for a second. This happened in not Dragon, was it? Not Dragon Quest. It was the recent one that came out. Shit. Why the names of games are escaping me? It was like a line that was like the sleeping or the early griffin gets the worm. Dragon's Dogma. That's it. Thank you. Dragon's Dogma 2. It really pissed me off. Where they said like the sleeping griffin gets the worm. Right? But the actual line was just, I think it was a 4 kanji compound that was just like, you know, the early person wins, like the early bird gets the worm was correct. But there was no mention of like a griffin. They're just changing it to have an unnecessary amount of like in-world reference. Like the assumption is that for some reason sayings in-world would change to match the in-world setting, like when somebody says "God's damn it," but no, the early griffin gets the worm is stupid because griffins don't. Number one, griffins don't eat worms, so why would that become a saying? Griffins are giant, right? Why would they say the early griffin gets the worm? Number two, if the Japanese wanted to have that as the saying, they would have said something to that effect. They would have used an in-game reference to play on one of their own like turns of phrases or idioms. If it was meant to be an idiom with an in-world reference, Japan is perfectly capable of doing that on their own. They don't need your help, right? So this line is, if you know, even if you, and it's not even the most powerful rifle, so that's wrong. It doesn't matter how. Yeah, you couldn't even hit a sleeping cow with a rifle with misaligned sights. That's it. That's it. That's the line. Like if your rifle sights are misaligned, you couldn't hit a sleeping cow. That's it. And she says ushi, like that's just cow. There's no mention of Porcavian, so why add it? Why did we add this? Because we thought, oh, it needs some extra flavor. It just needs to have extra flavor, right? And it's not even without your sights. It's misaligned sights. If your rifle sights aren't aligned, you couldn't hit a sleeping cow. That's it. You could have just kept it at that.
正面切ってあの火力を相手にするわけじゃない。こちらには 戦略という武器がある。
Yeah, I get that the direct line is we have a weapon on our side called strategy, but I don't like the way that that comes out in English. No, yeah, it's literally, like, you want to talk about cultural appropriation, you want to talk about, like, casual racism. It's like, oh, we'll help them out, the Japanese, they just didn't understand, you know, they needed a little help here. You know, oh, those silly Japanese, they didn't think of that. We'll help them. Yeah, sight's not zeroed. Yeah. But it's more like aligned. But zeroed works, yeah. We don't have to confront the firepower head on. We don't have to confront them. It's not like we'll be confronting them head on. We have the advantage of strategy.
勝機はある。
Yeah. You have a chance to win. Okay. We made it to the battle, which we won't do because it's been like 3 hours, and I normally go for about 3 hours. So we're gonna save here. We will probably start next stream with one of the squad stories. I'll let you guys pick the squad story for next stream. So we have a bunch of different ones to do. But for now, I think I'm gonna call the stream here. Oh, actually no, I'm not calling the stream here. What am I talking about? We have the Hall of Shit. We have the Hall of Shit to do. I forgot. I completely forgot. Please show up. I saved all of these worst ones of the day. They're not showing up. Let me double check this. Yeah. Hello? Huh. Where did all the things I saved just go? Let me double check my downloads real quick. They should have been in there. Yeah, they're saved. They're JPEGs. That's weird. Oh, now they're showing up. Okay, cool. Thanks, Discord. Or not Discord, but thanks, OBS. Nihongo. Yeah, that's where I put the Japanese, but I think we'll hold off on the Japanese for now. Are you going to do another game after this? After this series is done, yeah, we'll definitely do another game. For this stream, I normally go for about 3.5 hours, so we're just going to cover these captures from the day and then go through them. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 for today. Do we normally take this time to just go into a little bit more detail on each of the most egregious examples from the day? Nihongo wa tanoshii ka? Tanoshii ne. Nihongo tanoshii. Meccha tanoshii. Nihongo daisuki. I love Japanese. Yeah, the gutter line. So, yeah, the cattywampus. I didn't go back and grab it, but the cattywampus one. Oh man, that's so bad. Ibasho. Oh, come. Damn it. Why are you doing this? Yeah. Omae no ibasho. Let's see. Kenkyu zone. I can get this line here. Yeah, here we go. Okay, here's the Japanese. Here's the Japanese for this one. So, it's completely different to begin with. So there's really not like that much to go over in terms of like breaking down the Japanese itself. But
Hold fan don't miss only says true things.
Hey, thank you for the follow, Ruffet Ruffeted. I'm terrible at saying people's names, so you're gonna have to forgive me. Also, I think we're very, very close to 2,000 subs, so thank you very much, guys. 俺の胸の中にはいつも、いつだってあの場所がある。 だから何があっても耐えられる. So, oh, not just close, we hit it? Woo! Let's go. It didn't give me all the updates for it, but thank you very much. 500 more, and I said I would get in a robot. There's like this robot fighting thing, and I said I'd do it at 2.5k, so... Well, thank you very much for 2k. Let's go. So, 俺の胸の中にはいつだってあの場所がある. I always have that place in my heart. So, 胸 is chest, but in the colloquial sense, this is heart. You can say like 心の中, but 胸の中 can also be heart. Yeah, we will get in the robot and I'll record it. For people who are joining in, like, I do IRL streams and hiking and stuff too, like motorcycle live streams, all sorts of stuff. So it's not just game streams. And I really want to get a Starlink Mini to go out hiking and do stuff. We're going to go to Yakushima later next month, and I'll do a whole video series for that, or at least one big video for it. Anyway, the grammatical breakdown of this is 俺の胸の中にいつだって. So always, that place is in my heart. And because of that, whatever happens, I can endure it. So you can kind of see where what they're thinking. Like, I can see what they're thinking. Like, holding on to that helps me get by. I can get that. I can get behind that. There is a world where I could see that being a legitimate translation here. You know, I could get by. But this, if my mind's in the gutter, it's always going to be in their gutters, is just, that's ridiculous. You can't say that. It doesn't work. It takes this heartfelt line, like, you know, this guy who was an unwanted child, grew up in a rich, you know, started in a rich house, but was basically bullied out of it, forced to live on the streets, learn how to survive, but that place had such an impact on him that it's still with him. It's still in his heart. And so they changed that to, like, my mind's in the gutter. Yeah, they're trying to imply that he's a pervert. Which he very well might be, but that's not what he's saying. Right? So it's like that, to take somebody's, like, heartfelt admission of, like, those streets are always in my heart. It's always there. Like, it shapes, yeah, they're not trying, they are saying he's a pervert. So it's hard to say if it's incompetence, especially for the squad story from last time, right? You know, some of that was definitely intentional. But to take this guy's, like, kind of heartfelt, he's, like, bearing his soul. He's telling Crimea about how he grew up, what happened to him, and just turning that into, like, a heh mind in the gutter joke is kind of gross. Next. Yeah, if I belong anywhere, it's under the knife. This one they just kind of cut, like, a lot. Nyla. Okay. So, here we go. For the actual line. Yeah, the atte comes from aru. Yeah, there's a lot of, apologies. Attemo. Attemo is aru to shitemo. Or, well, kind of. Grammar gets complicated. But it's, yeah, attemo. Even if it's there. Yeah, well, it's whatever happens. Nani ga attemo. No matter what may be, essentially. Yeah, it's fine to say living in the gutters, but mind in the gutter is not implied at all there. Okay, so for this one is naiwa. So wa is a feminine marker. If you're learning Japanese and you hear some women speaking, you will often hear more girly girls add wa to the end of what they're saying. So, like, so wa yo, so desu wa. Desu wa is more of an ojo thing, but it's feminine. Don't do it if you're a guy, basically. Unless you want to sound effeminate, which, you know, up to you. Ibaso nante doko ni mo So this is kind of a broken sentence. She's trailing off. It's not, if I belong anywhere, it's under the knife. It's, I don't have one, or there isn't a place. There's no place for me, not anywhere. Yeah, we need to get Hyakten Manten. I always forget her name. It's so super long. Her Ojo-sama voice is insane. The fact that she can do that bit. you got to be careful with that one though. Aru to shitara. So if there was a place, so she's saying there is no place for me. If there was any place I belong, it's back at that laboratory. それはきっと it's certainly 研究所 ne. The ne here is actually kind of interesting. Yes, a place where I belong, as if, there is no such place, nowhere I belong. And even if there was, it would just be that back at the laboratory, back at that facility. The ne here is like asking for agreement, but it's very sarcastic. It's very cutting. It's like when you add ne to the end of a sentence, like so desu ne or so desho ne, like you're asking for like implicit agreement. But in this line, what she's doing is using that ne as like saying everyone would have to agree already. Like it's only natural that it's bitterness for sure. Like aru to shitara sore wa kitto kenkyūjō ne. Like she knows, like it's something that is so obvious that you would just have to agree with it, basically. So, this line is just, it's not right. It's, nowhere. There's nowhere I belong. Not anywhere. Even if there was, it would have to be that back at that facility. It would only be that facility, something like that. Next. Oh, this bit. Yeah. Yeah, okay. I think it's these two, actually. Let me check. No, that was the last one. So this is actually kind of a bit of a longer phrase. But we'll put the whole thing in here and just kind of deal with it as one chunk. There were two, but I only saved one. There we go. Yeah, and even if it did exist, it would only be that facility. That's good. So this line is 人の命という取り返しのつかないものを左右する立場だからこそ決してそれを忘れてはならないのです。忘れてはならない is like you must not, you cannot. Sayu suru tachiba is an interesting turn of phrase too. It's like to control or to be in a place of like controlling. It's not just cannot forget, but it's like a command. Like wasureranai tachiba or wasurete wa ikenai. It's wasurete wa naranai. You cannot forget. You not just I said cannot, but I got flashback. It's not just cannot, but you must never. Yeah, must not forget. Must not forget. No, there's no reason to shorten this for engine limitations. You might split it for like between two scenes, like two facial expressions or something, but this is we are, you must never forget that we are in a position to command men's lives, something which can never be, which once lost can never be taken back. You must never forget that. Yeah, something like that. The fact that is like the next line here was so, some consequences can never be undone, so casual is like worthless. it loses the impact of this. Like hito no inochi. It's not just like hito, which is like a person, but inochi is life. Like a person's life is something which can never be like taken back. Kaishi no torikaisu is to like pull back, like take back, but it's in the context of like once lost, it can never be pulled back. Tsukanai, it's like, no, it's not even like, you know, torimodosanai, like just doesn't come back, but like you can't take it back, it can't be grabbed back, it can't be pulled back no matter what you do. In sayu suru tachiba dakara koso, like because we are in this position of making decisions over men's lives which can never be taken back once lost, we must never forget that. Yeah, no, just put no takesy backsies. Yeah, that's fine. And then this one we just went over, but we'll go over it again. I'll put the Japanese on screen just so people can like take a look. I wonder if ushi ever comes up again. This might be like the only use of the... Yeah, this is the only use of the word cow in the whole script. The little caret there was for emphasis. They're emphasizing it in the script. Yeah, so fun fact, this is the only use of the kanji for ushi in the entire script. Never used again. Or previously. And this is another. Sites. Sites is such a... I never... I know the kanji, but reading them is hard. Like shoujun is to like illuminate, and jun is like correspondence or like measurement almost. So like illuminating measurement sites makes sense. Where did I get the script? I think I can share it. It's just a GitHub thing. I don't think it's like... I don't think it's like there's a problem with sharing the script. There's a script. Yeah, I mean it is just cow. It technically bull and cow are two different things, but like that's splitting hairs. So shoujun, let's see. Shoujun no atte inai rifle ja netteru ushi mo utenai. There's only one cow in the world and never gets hit by a bullet. I don't know. I don't think that's what it's implying, Cancerous. I think that it's literally just like you couldn't hit the broadside of a barn, basically. You know, a sleeping cow is a pretty easy target to hit. But if your rifle scope isn't aligned, isn't zeroed, you wouldn't be able to hit a sleeping cow. But they decided, a cow? That's boring. Let's change it to Porcavian. That should be the thing instead. Isn't this better? Didn't we make this better? Didn't we improve this for you? Look, Reddit fixed that for you. Search function. Yeah. I just use search function. So I listen and then I find the kanji and then... It's so much better now. We fixed it. Fix that for you. Updates to the left, kind stranger. Yeah, come on, man. Fixed it. So literally all this should be is just like... If your sights are unaligned, yeah, it's literally just you can't hit you wouldn't be able to hit a sleeping cow if your rifle scopes isn't zeroed. That's it. Like that's just it. Imagine to go a little bit deeper on this line, and the reason why it pisses me off so much is imagine you're an English speaker reading this. You are not getting the equivalent experience of a Japanese player. Yeah, Porcavians are a thing in game. Like, they are an animal. It's definitely a thing. It was the mascot character in the first game was a Porcavian. It's like a little pig with wings. It's definitely a thing, but it's not mentioned here. So you're no longer... the implications, the lore implications here are so vast, even from a single line. It's well, is that a saying, sleeping Porcavian? So if that's a saying, does that mean that people hunt them? It implies are they big? But in the last game, they were kind of small, so maybe this is different. Like, it introduces so much that you didn't need to introduce, right? You didn't need to introduce these kind of questions. It just makes it, yeah, like, do people eat Porcavians for meat? We don't know. I think in the original it was like Hanebuta. I want to say Hanebuta was the name, which is just like winged pig. I think. Yeah, I think it was just winged pig. I'm only saying Porcavian because I couldn't remember Hanebuta. But yeah, it's just, it's not there. So like, this is a clear example of something that's like, if people say, you're just splitting hairs, they don't change stuff, it's just a valid interpretation. Like, this is a clear example of something that was just changed for the sake of it. There was no indication that Hanebuta or Porcavian or whatever was used in this line, but yet here it is in the English for no reason. There was no reason to do this. It's just a completely arbitrary change. And I think that covers everything. So, 4 shit. Yeah, hitting broadside. Like, unironically, like, hitting the broadside of a barn would have been a more legitimate translation. It really would have. It would have distracted less for sure. But I think that's going to do it for today's stream. We went for about 3 hours. Thank you to all the new subs, new follows, new people watching. We hit like 50 concurrent, which is insane to me. Like, holy shit, I never expected that many people for showing up for like the whole stream. Thank you very much. We're going to do more. I don't think I'll have a stream tomorrow, but I'll try to do another highlight tomorrow. Rewind the stream you just got here. Yeah, too bad. But next week, I will try to do some Japanese language stuff. We're going to do like a back to school kind of thing. I think we'll play Shashingo, the Japanese learning game, and maybe 1 or 2 other games just to kind of get an idea of like, are they good or not. But thank you very much for tuning in. Remember to like, follow, subscribe, all the YouTube buzzwords, hit the bell, blah, 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 notifications, blah, blah, blah. Thank you very much. Become a member if you want to join the Discord and support the channel. You get cool emotes. And yeah, thanks guys. Thanks for showing up. We will see you again soon. Duolingo review. Ooh, that would be fun. I would probably like scrub out of Duolingo, but yeah, thanks guys. See ya.